Good morning as it turns to afternoon here in Edgewood, Maryland. In the National Girls Lacrosse League Championship Tournament, we have Grit Dallas taking on 91 Carolinas. Griffin Bass with you on the call alongside Logan Edmondson on this wonderful afternoon for some girls lacrosse as we are just about set for opening draw here. Logan, how are you doing today, by the way?
I'm doing great, Griffin. I'm excited to see what happens here today. I think it's going to be a great matchup. These two teams had a good win heading into this game, so excited to see this game play out.
Carolinas, they are in the light baby blue jerseys. They will be moving right to left here in our opening half. In the whites is Grit Dallas.
Clean draw control there by number 41 on Grit.
That's Genevieve Hood coming up with the opening draw there, and then we have an early save as well for Carolinas. Virginia Sherman with a big save right off the bat for the Carolinas, and now a ground ball here for the Carolinas, and they're going to try and go ahead and get the scoring started themselves, but they will draw a whistle here.
Looks like we got a shooting space foul there. We'll put number 9 on the center hash.
Annabelle Taylor will be attempting our first free position of the afternoon here in the 2020 or 2030 B championship here. And shot and score for Annabelle Taylor to get the scoring started. Carolina's up 1-0 here early.
Great patience there by taking the side of her defender away and putting that ball in the back of the net.
So 1-0 your score. Again, we play two 23-minute halves with one running clock. So the clock will continue to run after each score until we get to halftime. Timeouts do stop the clock as well, each side with one timeout for the entire game. So Carolinas drawing the free position, drawing shooting space, I should say, in the transition. And then Annabelle Taylor scoring it. So we'll head back to the draw circle here.
A great draw again by number 41 on Grit. She can continue to do that.
Genevieve Hood again, back-to-back draw controls to get things started. See if Grit here can try to get something going offensively this time around. It looks like they will try to work in offense.
Team 91 putting a little bit of pressure on Grit.
Good roll. Shot just misses, though. Wide left there from Grit. Sloan Lyles with the wide shot. Grit able to get their own rebound, however, and they'll maintain offensive possession here.
91 putting on the pressure, making Grit have to do something here.
Grit still surveying up top here, waiting for something to open, waiting for someone to make a cut here.
Good to see the movement by Grit. Passing, moving through, trying to create space for their teammates.
Very physical defense from Team 91, and they come up with the loose ball after the cause turnover. Great play there that's Reese Jefferson running right up the middle of the field here.
Good effort by Grit through the midfield to try to put some pressure and come up with a huge turnover.
Yeah, great play by the defensive Grit there in transition, forcing a poor pass. And coming up with the interception here, Sigrid Hansen, and clearing it herself is Hansen.
91 again, putting the pressure through the midfield.
And a charge called here. Turnover by Grit. Great defense from Team 91.
Fabulous defense all through midfield through the end. Awesome.
Good defense from Grit, but however a little bit too aggressive, the defending from Grit there.
Great effort by Grit to stay in the play and really make that extra step hard.
Team 91 does eventually get the clear, just getting it over the restraining line here, but as soon as they get across, Grit staying on top of things. As we get another whistle against 91.
Giving 91 the ability to set up their clear. Grit found an easy outlet.
Another whistle against 91 there. That was Reese Jefferson a little bit too close on the defense there. So now Trying to sink into an offense here is Grit. Olivia Lane on the left side. Now they'll move it up the right side.
Would love to see Grit take some time here, get themselves ready to take on this tough 91 defense.
Grit's still trying to be very patient offensively here before they finally roll, and they get a look at net, but a great save again by Team 91. Grit trying to come up with the offensive rebound. Ball is still loose, and it's going to be picked up by 91 and the Carolinas.
It was a great save by Virginia Sherman.
2 big saves already early for Sherman.
Again, great pressure by Grit in the midfield. Just a little much. Official felt there was a foul.
All right, so we get another whistle here, and that one's against 91. So Grit will take over in their defending half. Low scoring so far through the first few minutes.
I think it's a testament to the defense that's being played in the midfield.
I was just going to say, yeah, the defense on both sides been looking very strong. There's a poor pass there from Grit, but coming up with the loose ball. Able to maintain the offensive possession is Grit. Sophia Wilner there behind net. She will dish it off. Leads to a shot and another big save.
Wow, Virginia Sherman.
3 saves here already in the first half for Virginia Sherman. Seems to be dialed in early.
So great to see the pressure from 91. It's a testament to their athleticism on the defensive end.
Rolling another shot and
save.
Another save. Go ahead, call Logan.
That is awesome.
However, before we can get even into the midfield, another turnover by 91 in the transition game. That may be the one thing 91 will want to work on when they're coming out of half. They're selling out defensively, however, have been struggling to clear the ball. So Grit will maintain possession here.
Possession is key.
Moving to her left and shooting in another big save for Virginia Sherman all over this Grit offense. 5 saves now for Sherman. Shot attempt there was from Nina Cathy.
Another turnover here as Team 91 tries to clear the ball. They want to clean that up a little bit so they can get a good offensive set going. And
what does it look like they're doing wrong right now in the transition game that they can try to clean up?
Lacking some patience, trying to just send the ball to what they see first. Just need to, there's no shot clock here, so they should take their time, walk up the field a little bit, and let their offense get to work.
Gonna have a free position attempt here for Grit. Daphne Hoverman will have the first free position attempt for Grit Dallas. And a chance to try and level things here. She'll have to get it by Virginia Sherman. Shot will bounce, and it goes off the top post. Getting her own rebound, though, is Hoverman.
That was a great, gritty rebound there by Hoverman, and it resulted in a goal.
Good play there from Hoverman. Missing her first shot attempt. Trying to bounce it a little bit too high. Hit off the top of the post.
The goalie's best friend.
Right. Sherman almost came up with a big 6 save, but wasn't able to get that rebound. So that'll level things here, 1-1 after the goal from Hoverman. Good to see both these teams in a very tight game after they both did play earlier this morning. Grit Dallas taking down the Philly Blast 14-4. 91 in the Carolinas, they took down the Toronto Beaches 13-1.
And again, Genevieve Hood with her 3rd straight draw control here for Grit. If they can continue to do that, that will be a key to success for them in this game.
Rolling and trying to shoot and getting one by Sherman this time is Grit Dallas.
Sloan Lyles there on that goal. Crease roll. Just a nice finish.
Great play there from Lyles. As Grit starts to look a little bit more comfortable offensively here, and a lot of that has to do with the time of possession. They're starting to feel out this 91 defense a little bit more, and they're starting to find the holes.
And it starts here with Genevieve Hood.
So we'll go back to the draw control here. Hood will go for a 4th straight draw control for Grit.
Wasn't Genevieve Hood there, but her teammate took care of her, and again, another draw control by Grit.
Nina Cathy this time coming up with the control and allows Grit to settle in offensively here. Not anyone's going to have to keep up the defensive intensity, it appears, if they're not going to be able to win any draws. And doing just that and leading to another save for Virginia Sherman is that 91 defense.
That was a great dodge by Sophia Wilner from Grit, but Virginia Sherman there to take care of business.
I count 6 saves for Virginia Sherman, matching her jersey number. The outlet pass a little bit awry, and it's going to lead to a ground ball for Dallas here. Georgia Elliston gets the ground ball that time. And now shooting and scoring for Grit. It's a 3-1 lead for Grit.
Genevieve Hood taking care of business in the circle and just put one in the back of the net for her team.
Hood doing it all right now for Grit. Puts them up 3-1. Able to starting to score more quicker and often now is Grit Dallas after settling things in. Great play from Hood, just running downhill that time. Going to the right side of Virginia Sherman.
Like to see 91 get some draw controls here and to give their offense the ability to go to work and give their defense a break.
'91 nearly coming up with it. Ball is still loose, and Grit will once again control the draw here, but not before. We get a whistle, and actually possession will go to 91.
Yeah, we had an early entry by Grit, which caused the change of possession.
Still good defense in the midfield there from Grit.
Yeah, great effort by Peyton Dempsey.
Shot maybe just a little bit wide. 91 will maintain possession, though, after it goes through the back line.
Would like to see 91, again, get their teammates a touch, get their offense set up, make them all feel good heading into this offensive possession.
Roll here, trying to do it herself, and doing so, Alexa Berg.
Great crease roll.
Scoring all by herself there, Alexa Berg. Starting on that right side to the right of the goal. And yeah, as you said, Logan, an excellent roll. Tough to defend for Grit that time.
Strong effort to cage. Starts again here at the draw.
Good attempt from Sophie Moya, number 82 in goal for Grit, but Alexa Berg was too close and was able to find a home for that one. Go back to the draw here. And ball is loose, and this one will be controlled by Grit once again. Coming up with the draw is Claire Natoon.
6 draw controls by Grit.
Sloan Lyles with it, and Lyles being pressured by 91 there in the corner.
Grit likes to start their offense from low.
Harper Sherman with the pressure there from 91. And it seems to be working so far. But now they'll slow things down and pass around up top.
Genevieve Hood, strong dodge to cage, but quick double team there by 91.
Gonna be, is that an illegal screen?
An illegal pick, yep.
Yeah. So a turnover from Grit, a rare turnover from Grit.
But immediate pressure in the midfield.
Good ride from Grit up the sideline on the near side here. Before we get another whistle here. So the over-aggressiveness from Grit draws a whistle in the midfield, but and allows 91 to maintain possession here. So they get it across the restraining line, and now they'll try to set up an offense. Down only one. Grit with the 3-2 lead here.
It's good to see that they're getting everyone a touch. That way everyone feels good, knows what the ball feels like in their stick.
Got under shot and a good save from Moya there.
That was another strong dodge. Great clear by Grit. But again, 91 in the midfield, swarming the ball.
Forcing a drop there from Grit.
Making their presence known. There is no quit here.
Nina Cathy weaving and finally finding some open space and getting across. And a little bit too strong of a bump there from 91. Hallis Ainsley forcing the loose ball but drawing the whistle. So she will be forced to give a little bit of space to Grit here. Trying to set up a play as Grit and get a whistle.
Got shooting space here.
Yeah, looked like shooting space.
She'll be on the first inside hash.
What's the best hash you think to be lined up for a free position?
I love a good second inside on either side. Feel like it's not dead center, but you still got some leverage.
Here's Nina Cathy. She will go low, and another good save by Virginia Sherman.
And a ground ball by 91. Teammates taking care of the hard work that Virginia is doing.
In fact, that was her sister Harper Sherman coming up with the loose ball there.
Sister connection. Strong pressure by Grit in the midfield, but just got to make sure that they're focusing on how they're playing the 91 players on offense.
So 91 a chance to tie here. A good look inside, but a little bit too strong on the pass. Loose ball, Grit comes up with it.
Great save by the Grit goalie, Sophia Moya.
Moya's got a couple saves here early in the first half as well. And a strong, quick clearance from Grit. Running straight downhill, and once again, a little bit too overzealous defensively there is 91. That's Hallis Ainsley.
Grit's really looking to push the fast break and get their opportunities to cage to open up this game. But 91, their pressure is slowing them down. Another
free position attempt here for Grit, and just missing, going wide there. Harper Sherman coming up with the ground ball. That was Vivi Say with the missed free position there for Grit.
The Sherman sisters taking care of Team 91 back there.
Certainly seem to be leading the way defensively for 91. But it has been a team effort in this first half for the 91 defense. Very physical in the midfield now. A couple bodies on the ground before Grit finally comes up with the loose ball here. Hoverman already has one. She'll dish it this time, and a great save by Virginia Sherman. 8 saves now for Sherman, but an interception quickly for Grit gives them possession back. A shot and score for Grit. 2-goal lead now for Grit. Great sequence there for Grit Dallas.
Again, started with the pressure in transition. Came up with an interception, quick fast break look, and Peyton Dempsey put the ball in the back of the net.
Sloan Lyles. There's the interception. And great vision. And finding, yes, Peyton Dempsey with the goal. So the interception, great play from Claire Natoon there, coming up with the interception. And then the assist as well for Natoon. As Natoon gets in on the scoring as well for Grit. A 4-2 lead for Grit Dallas.
Team 91, as we're getting ready to head into halftime here in 2 minutes, 91's going to want to address these turnovers so they can get some offense going.
So we head back to the draw circle here where 91 has had some issues. A chance here, and they do finally come up with a draw.
Great draw control by 91.
It's Ainsley on the draw control, rather the ground ball. Tallis Ainsley with the ball, number 5 for 91. Ainsley will, dangerous pass, but does get it off. As 91 will try to set up something offensively or just drive.
That was great defense by Grit.
They do force the turnover, so Grit gets possession right back. Working on a 2-goal lead right now as we are approaching halftime. We get our first card of the game. Lexa Berg, yeah.
Check to the head.
So Alexa Berg will serve the penalty here for the Carolinas.
Team 91 not letting the card shy away from their pressure.
Still trying to get it across the restraining line, and now doing so is Grit. Already with 4 in this one. Clock continues to run here, and I believe that is actually going to be it for the half. So time will expire here on half number 1. A defensive battle for the first 23 minutes, and it has Grit Dallas on top 4-2. 4-2 over Team 91 in the Carolinas. 8 saves for Virginia Sherman in the first half. Not enough, though. Still, her team trailing, down by 2. We will have the second half coming up in just a few minutes, so stay tuned here on the Corrigan Sports Television Network.
You might think you don't belong because of what you look like or where you come from. But don't wait to see someone else do it first. Want doesn't look like anything, and it can't come from anywhere but within.
You recognize it. Yeah, you know it. The one, the only, Bang Bang Shrimp, and only at Bonefish Grill. It's often imitated, but trust us, it's never duplicated. Perfectly stacked, proudly presented, the Bang Bang Shrimp, only at Bonefish Grill. Cheers.
Because I love you.
Because I love you.
Because I love you.
Because I love you. This number?
Delete.
You were walking with Mark?
You should know how dumb that makes me look. I don't care if she's your lab partner.
Why do you have texts from him? Because I love you. This Jason number?
Delete.
And Ben?
Delete.
Because I love you, I should smash your phone.
You got lucky. Because I love you. That's not love.
Welcome back here to Edgewood, Maryland. Griffin Bass and Logan Edmondson on the call here this afternoon for the 2030 B Championship here at the NGLL tournaments. Been a good first half, a competitive first half, a little bit lower scoring than we might have anticipated, but strong defense from both sides as Grit Dallas leads Team 91 in the Carolinas 4-2. 4-2 through 23 minutes. 23 minutes to go here in the second half.
I'd like to see Grit continue to dominate this draw control, and 91 continue to play strong defense, but limit the turnovers so they can give their offense some time to work.
It's been that transition game, which has been a struggle for the Team 91. They've been playing good defense, led by Virginia Sherman in goal with 8 saves. As we flip directions here, so in the light blue is Team 91. They're moving left to right now. In the white is Grit. They'll be moving right to left. So 91 with the first control of with the first draw control of the second half.
They're still battling a card, so they are man down trying to take time off to get their player back on field.
Alexa Berg very close to returning and completing her penalty. But unfortunately, her team not able to survive without her. So a turnover to Grit. And now Grit, who's been very successful in the clearance game, will be working up the far sideline now. A nice pass there. And Grit is across. Pass in front of nets, leading to a high shot just over goal.
The ball movement by Grit was fabulous. It was so great to see them connect with each of their teammates.
Sloan Lyles firing the shot there high.
Good effort by 91 to recover that shot.
Reese Jefferson with the ball right now behind nets. And we do return to even strength. Alexa Berg coming back onto the field. So no, 91 did not get the rebound there, so Grit will control. Driving, shooting, and just missing. I think we might have had a stick it on that one.
Looks like Virginia Sherman got a piece of that one.
Counted as another save for Virginia Sherman. Grit does get the rebound. Nice passing and scoring is Grit. They take a 3-goal lead, the largest lead of the day. That's Riley Hamilton.
Great finish there by Riley Hamilton.
Good passing as well. Good passing as well for Grit as they take a 5-2 lead.
A great look inside.
Sloan Lyles with the assist. 2-point day for Sloan Lyles. As Grit looking to try and separate themselves from Team 91 here in this 2030 Class B championship game. 91 looking a lot better in the draw control though here early in the second half. Another second half control for 91. However, the passing proving to still be a little tenuous. They do come up with the loose ball. That's Alexa Berg dealing with a lot of Grit defenders right now. Driving, shooting, and scoring. Alexa Berg once again doing it all by herself, starting in that far corner and navigating through the Grit defense. Brings her team right back within 2.
Great effort by Alexa Berg to put that one in the back of her net for her team and close this gap.
Going low, and there was just nothing that the Grit goalie could do about that one, as we do see a change in goal. Taylor McClanahan in goal in the second half here for Dallas.
Got Genevieve Hood and Sienna McMahon here taking the draw for their teams and trying to gain possession and start their offense.
Hood for Grit, McMahon for 91. Yeah, draw violation here.
So we're going to go to the first alternating possession, and Grit was in possession of that, so they will maintain possession of the ball.
So as we've seen for most of this game, Genevieve Hood comes up with the ball first out of the draw control. And now Grit will try to sit into their offense, working on a 2-goal lead.
91 pressuring hard, making Grit have to play strong.
Nice pass inside for Grit, and shooting and scoring is Grit's. Sophia Wilner that time. 6th goal of the day for Grit. Sixth different goal scorer for Grit Dallas as well, as they're getting everyone involved right now.
Great balanced offense there from Grit. With the pressure that 91 is putting on them, they're able to find the inside looks, and they're putting them in the back of the cage.
Pass inside, a nice right-handed shot from Wilner. (6-3) the score now. Once again, Grit back on top by 3 goals. So we head back to the draw circle here. (91) able to come up with the draw once again, which is going to be key here if they're going to try and mount a comeback. They get it to Alexa Berg, already 2 goals in this one. Looking for 3, a little bit high. Good defense.
Great defense there by Grit to get a check on that to change the trajectory of that shot.
91 will maintain possession. They'll try and run things from behind the net this time. And the poor passing between, that was Alexa Berg behind net along with Reagan Mulkey. Unfortunately leads to a turnover.
A little miscommunication there on what was going on. But 91 not giving up, making Grit have to give it their all to get this ball over the restraining line.
And very crisp passes from Grit in the midfield. Giving themselves a lot of offensive opportunities. A miss there, a little bit wide. But Grit will maintain possession.
Shot there by Claire Natoon. Strong effort to goal, but her teammate had her back.
And another quick shot and score for Grit.
That was a great look by Sophia Wilner to have the awareness that there was some unsettled situation up top.
Gives Grit a 7-3 lead.
And Peyton Dempsey was able to put that ball in the back of the goal.
Here's another look at it. And as you said, yeah, great awareness. Looks like something they clearly work on. As we take our first timeout of the game, Team 91 will take their first timeouts, first and only timeout here of the game. So that will stop the clock inside 16 minutes. As this seems to clearly be potentially a turning point in this one. 4 goals, the largest lead of the day for Grit.
Starts here at the draw. Team 91 can continue their second half dominance of the draw. They're definitely not out of it yet.
2 goals now on the day for Peyton Dempsey. She will lead all scorers at the moment. 2 points as well for Sloan Lyles, who has a goal and an assist for Grit. As they're starting to figure out Virginia Sherman a little bit more here in the second half. And a lot of that's due to just having more opportunities offensively. '91's going to have to figure out how to try and get Alexa Berg a little bit more involved, as it seems like she's been their most consistent player on offense so far. And it's going to, as you said, Logan, it's going to start in the draw circle here, which they've done a better job of in the second half. But it's not been easy as Genevieve Hood lines back up to take the draw for Grit. It looks like Ainsley for Team 91, as Grit does come up with the loose ball.
Nina Cathy there on that draw control.
Cathy's done a good job of being in the right spot at the right time after the initial draw from Hood. And now Grit will be able to relax a little bit offensively. Here's Cathy with it up top. And now Coach Katie Ainsley from Team 91 encouraging her defense to go all out with the pressure.
Looking to put even more pressure on than they already have been doing this entire game. It's a testament to their athleticism, and that's awesome to see.
A little bit of a tangle up there. We do have a flag, it looks like. Going to be against Team 91.
Believe she will go on the 8-meter here and have a free position shot.
Just under 14 minutes to go now, and yeah, you were right, Logan. We're going to have another 8-meter free position shot here. Shot and a nice save from Virginia Sherman, but getting the rebound is Team Grit.
Genevieve Hood on that ground ball.
Hood coming up with the rebound. That was clear to tune on the first shot attempt. And now we'll see Hood with the second free position attempt here of the sequence for Grit. Shot from Hood. She will shoot and score through contact as well. I believe the yellow card's going to carry over into this next possession as well.
That was a great free position take by Genevieve Hood. She continued playing, protected her stick, and put the ball in the back of the net.
2 goals now for Genevieve Hood. Not to mention several draw controls as well for Genevieve Hood. Getting things done on attack and in the midfield for Team Grit here from Dallas. And yeah, threw a lot of contact. A little bit of a hit to the head there. Fortunately, everybody's okay. Knocks the goggles off of Genevieve Hood, and so Grit will start with possession here right out of the draw. Quick passing, shooting, and scoring is Grit. 2 quick goals for Grit.
That was great ball movement by Grit. Each teammate knew their job and knew to look ahead for the next person.
They take a 9-3 lead now, Grit does.
It was a great finish by Sloan Lyles.
Lyles gets her 3rd point of the game, 2nd goal, and a good pass from Dempsey. Good vision. Grit plays a very strong team game on the offense.
They're just connecting with their passes. They're making sure to take care of the ball, take an extra second, and maintain possession.
3rd point of the day for both Dempsey and Lyles on that one. Lyles doing the goal scoring. Dempsey with the assist. 9-3 the lead for Grit as they come up with yet another draw control.
The domination on the draw circle has really been a testament to what they're able to get done offensively here.
Grit possessing it behind net now, looking for Dempsey right in front of goal. She's unable to come up with it, but following the pass is Sloan Lyles. Quick shot and a nice save for Virginia Sherman. Double-digit saves now for Virginia Sherman. But unable to clear it on the outlet is Team 91. Hoverman comes up with it.
Again, 91 just making some unforced turnovers.
Hoverman trying to go all the way, take it herself, but Virginia Sherman closes the door on that one. 11 saves now for Sherman in nets. Now she's trying to get it out as Team 91's been down a player this entire time. And will now finally return to even strength as Hallis Ainsley returns to the pitch. Annabelle Taylor, who does have one of the 3 goals for 91. She's going to try and take it herself. A long shot for Taylor, but a good save in net for Grit. Taylor McClanahan making a great save.
Just great effort by Taylor to maintain possession and get the ball on her offensive end, but took a quick shot there, and now the ball is going back the other way.
Strong ride from 91 in the midfield, but not enough as Grit gets it across the restraining line, and then a little bit of a bump there from Ainsley. Knocks the ball loose, but draws a whistle from the referee on the far side. So Grit will slow things down now as they sit in their offense. Under 10 minutes to go. A 6-goal lead for Grit. A shot, and might have gotten tipped on that one. As the ball ends up out of play, and Grit does get the rebound. Rolling, shooting, and scoring. Finding a tight window.
Looks like the ball was
maybe
outside.
not.
No goal there. Ball was outside the net.
Fooled me as well. Fooled the referee and myself. As now we get a yellow card, another yellow card against Ainsley, it looks like. Disappointing for Team 91 there. Second yellow on Hallis Ainsley, so that means that her day is done, unfortunately. Another save for Virginia Sherman, though, as we continue on.
That was a great interception by Sherman.
Oh, yeah.
To stop Grit's offense and try to give her team a chance to get something done on the offensive end.
Despite obviously trailing right now, Team 91 has done a good job of limiting any short distance, anything offensively very close to the net. It's required precision passing from Grit to get some scoring. So 91, a good clearance. Their player down. Here's Alexa Berg.
Looks like 91 will be offsides here, so there should be a change of possession here.
So yeah, the offsides turns it over to Grit here, and now they will try to play it up the far sideline. A rare mistake, however, but picking up that loose ball after the drop is Grit. Daphne Hoverman comes up with it. Now rolling, trying to get a shot off with her left, and being crowded by 91 defenders, finally draws a whistle, so we'll get a free position attempt for Grit.
It's great awareness to know that no need to force. God, there's a flag up. She'll be able to go to the 8-meter.
That's Mary Keating Schumacher keeping her composure on that drive. So now she gets a free position attempt here, and she will shoot right into the gut of Virginia Sherman, who makes back-to-back saves here, and finally coming up with the ball is 91. So 2 quick saves for Virginia Sherman. I count 13 for Sherman on the afternoon.
Great effort by Sherman in the goal today for 91.
And a loose ball here in the midfield, and Grit comes up with it.
Grit will look to push the fast break here.
You get a whistle far away, and it's because of a timeout taken by Grit. So they'll stop the clock here just inside 6 minutes. So coaches Kaylee Rivera and Lauren Hickman doing a great job with this Grit Dallas program. We'll talk things over as they'll try to hang on to this 6-goal lead over the course of the next 6 minutes or so. Things have looked very, very good for Grit Dallas, especially here in the second half. They've assisted on almost all of they've had 5 goals in the second half here. They've assisted on 3 of the 4, or 3 of the 5, I should say.
I would anticipate that they're talking through the pressure that is going to probably come from 91 and to spread out, take some time off the clock. There's no rush to go to goal here.
See if the pressure from the Carolinas is going to be enough to try and force some Grit turnovers, because they're going to have to move quick here over the next 5-6 minutes of this one. And they'll just focus on possession. So Grit will start with the ball. Looks like it's going to be on the far corner. Grit will be able to start. Behind the net. And they'll likely look to just pass it around here. See if a hole opens up.
91 looking to put tons of pressure, and it caused a turnover. Great job by the 91 defense.
So a little bit of life here for 91. They are going to have to limit any mistakes moving forward now. So they're going to play it up the far sideline. And now getting across the restraining line, but coming backwards, looking for a little bit of help, is Team 91, and then get a cross check from Grit.
91 trying to safely get this ball over the line so their offense can put an effort towards goal.
Logan McSweeney finally gets it across there, and now a loose ball 91 comes up with to maintain possession. Reese Jefferson, she'll get it off to Mulkey. Emerson Malone working with it now at the top of the key. As 91 trying to get everyone a touch here. And then driving, shooting, and scoring for 91 is Reese Jefferson.
That was a great drive by Reese Jefferson to get her team on the board and bring them back to the draw circle so they can gain possession again and try to knock down this lead that Grit Dallas has.
91 gonna have to pick up the pace a little bit here. Time will continue to run, and certainly not their friend here late in the game. But yeah, great drive from Reese. She scores the 4th goal. Second goal of the half here for Team 91 in the Carolinas.
This draw control right here will be a big possession for either team.
If Grit's able to come up with it, could just about end things for 91. However, we've seen how good their defense can be at times if they can force a quick turnover. A lot riding on this draw for 91. Ball kicks out, and 91 comes up with it. They're still alive.
Great draw control by Reagan Mulkey for Team 91.
Good ride from behind, but a little bit too strong from Team Grit. Clearing the tune there, drawing the whistle. So now 91 will play things through behind the nets, and a great look, great shot, and score as well. Alexa Berg on the assist, and Elizabeth Briley cleaning things up with the goal. 2 quick goals for 91, and it's a 9-5 game. 91's trying to get their midfielders sprinting back into the draw. They're all ready to go.
Definitely want to hustle here, but that clock will stop once we get under 2 minutes here in the second half.
Genevieve Hood, who's had a very strong first half in the draw for Grit. She's come up with a couple this half as well, and helps knock that one to her teammates. Coming up with the ball there is Kathy, and now Grit will have to deal with the pressure from 91. Forces one dead pass, ball still loose. They're able to come up with it. That's Sloan Lyles in the corner, and then Lyles will throw it through the back line.
Great pressure by 91 to create again another turnover.
We approach the 2-minute marker now.
91's going to want to take care of this ball and connect with their teammates as they get through the midfield.
Cheyenne Chavis, who's been having a good defensive day, will have to work on navigating the grit midfield. She gets it across.
Great stick protection.
She finds Elizabeth Briley. Still not a lot of time for 91 to make too many passes. Berg still with it. Berg has 3 points on the day, 2 goals and an assist. Now she finds an opening and goes low and scores. 3rd goal of the day for Alexa Berg.
Great effort by Alexa Berg there to get her team on the board again.
9-6 is the score as Alexa Berg spins, rolls, and goes low. Tough for Taylor McClanahan to defend there.
It was great heads-up play here by Berg. A little miscommunication by the Grit defense. She took her lane.
Clock stops just inside a minute 20. Anyone's going to have to come up with the control. Oh, and you see that often, Logan?
That actually might have been the first time I've ever seen something like that happen.
Where the 2 players in the middle of the draw didn't go on the whistle. All right, so loose ball here on the near side. Grit trying to come up with it, and Grit player falls to the ground. Oh, no, and possession is going to be awarded to Grit after that. They're going to say that that was a push that forced Nina Cathy to the ground.
Grit's going to want to stay wide here to try and avoid the 91 pressure. They have caused 2 turnovers here, so possession matters.
Going to have to try and cause a 3rd. Inside a minute to go. Sloan Lyles with it in the corner. She's very content to just sit there if she's not going to be pressured. Harper Sherman pursuing. And it looks like Grit may be able to just run this one out and hang on for a big, big championship win. Still a little bit of time left. Cheyenne Chavis pressuring now, trying to force a loose ball. But Sloan Lyles doing a great job. She's been very composed in this final minute, just hanging on to it for Grit. And it looks like she'll be able to hang on for a Grit win.
Great effort by Sloan Lyles.
There's the final whistle. Final score will be 9-6. Grit Dallas taking down Team 91 in the Carolinas. As Grit Dallas runs the table in this 2030 B championship. They go undefeated this weekend here in Edgewood. And a big B championship for the 2030s out of Grit Dallas. All right, let's roll it. We've got our player of the game will be from Grit Dallas. Nine to 6 the final score here as we look at some of the highlights. Sophia Wilner going to be our player of the game. Going to be our player of the game, Sophia Wilner, with a 1 goal there. That was the first goal of the second half that we just saw from Sophia Wilner. And it was really a team effort, though, from Grit Dallas. Everyone got involved. Peyton Dempsey had a couple goals. Sloan Lyles a couple goals. Sophia Wilner with an assist. Peyton Dempsey with an assist. Sloan Lyles with an assist. Claire Natoon with an assist. 2 goals from Genevieve Hood, who also had a very strong day for Grit Dallas. Who else stood out from Grit for you?
I thought Nina Cathy also on that draw. That's where this win started for Grit, was at that draw circle, and Nina Cathy and Genevieve Hood were the 2 taking care of that for the Grit Dallas team today.
And a lot of credit to Team 91 as well.
They played some strong defense.
They had to because they were playing on their heels for a majority of this game, and a lot of credit to Virginia Sherman coming up with double-digit saves and keeping her team in this one. Alexa Berg, 3 goals for the Carolinas, but not enough as Grit Dallas, they do win the 2030B championship here at the NGLL tournaments in Edgewood. Final score, Grit Dallas 9, Team 91 6. We will sign off and take a quick break because we have the 2029 championship coming up in less than 6 minutes, so stay tuned.
Welcome into another segment of By the Book. Today we have a real treat. Head women's lacrosse coach Kathy Reese from the University of Maryland joins us. Coach, you've been involved with women's lacrosse for a very, very long time. Thanks for joining us. Tell us about the state of the game as you believe it to exist right now.
Sure. Well, first of all, thanks for having me. It's always great to talk to you. State of the game, the women's lacrosse tournament, the collegiate level, has 29 teams that are selected into our championship bracket. This year, I think the bracket was the toughest and the best it's ever been. There's so many great teams out there, so many more schools. I think we have 127 Division I schools sponsoring lacrosse. So the growth of the game is huge, but the competition is great. And so as the bracket progresses, there are 8 teams playing. There's going to be 4 teams named after Thursday, and we'll be looking, for a great tournament segment in Carolina starting on Friday.
And good luck to you guys as you get in there. Your team, exceptional every year in, year out, and some of that comes from recruiting. Tell us what you're looking for in a lacrosse player that you want to help matriculate to University of Maryland.
Sure. So our staff spends a lot of time on the road watching, as many games as we can, working with kids at camps and clinics and just getting to know coaches and players. You're looking for kids that fit your program. You're looking for people that fit your style and your style of play and maybe even the personality of your team, people that are fast, athletic, good stick work, good game sense, good shooters if you're looking at offensive players that know how to share the ball, know how to work well off ball, defenders who can play good one-on-one defense. I think there's so many different key points for coaches when they're watching players, but there's just so many opportunities to play and compete and for coaches to kind of have their eye on you and get a look at you.
And that's great to hear. And I know that so many people will be able to rewind that and go through that checklist that you gave us. So thank you for that. I am going to forever believe that multi-sport athletes bring an extra something. Is that something you look for?
Well, I think everybody's experience is different. Everybody's journeys are different. It's important to note that because sometimes the best thing for players is to play one sport. I do think multi-sport athletes bring a different dimension. You learn things competing in other sports. You learn how to move in different ways. You learn how to compete in different ways. And I think that piece is important. Our team has a lot of multi-sport athletes on it. Players that have grown up playing soccer, field hockey, or basketball. I have some volleyball players too, that have just, really just do it. Maybe you're competing in high school for fun. It's not a sport you're going to pursue in college, but it does teach you a lot. It teaches you a lot about the game, how to move, how to compete. And you're right. I agree with you. And I think a lot of that does translate onto the lacrosse field too. But like I said, when I started, it's just not always right for everybody. Sometimes kids have a different path. And if their path is lacrosse only, then that's the way it works for them.
And that is well spoken. Thank you so much for that. Now, University of Maryland, I don't know how many Tuaraton awards you guys have won, but it's probably in the dozens. You've coached there for a long time and produced exceptional players. How has that improved your ability to coach, and how do you coach those superstars?
Well, that's and quite a compliment. I think I'm fortunate to, when I work at a great institution, I have a great coaching staff that I work with, but the players that come into me are just phenomenal people. They all share the same vision, the same goal, and they work towards it. I think our team is really selfless and they work together well. And so any of our Twarton winners would credit their teammates first and foremost, for their success that they were awarded. And so I think having the chance to be around these great people, I don't know that it's anything that I do. I think it's them playing with their great teammates and knowing how to work in a team setting with other people to bring out the best in each other. And when you do that, good things happens. And so our staff, yes, has been fortunate throughout the years to have had some phenomenal players here, and still, hopefully we'll have a lot more as the future goes on. But real credit to them and just their attitude, their effort, their hard work. And their mental toughness, being able to finish plays and do what they need to do for the good of the team is something that's really unique and remarkable and can make us look good as coaches. That's for sure.
Some amazing insights. Coach Reese, thank you so much for your time. I would say good luck in your preparations for your next game, but I know I should really just say, prepare them how you always do, and I think you'll do all right.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
Welcome back here to the Coppermine Sportsplex. It is Griffin Bass and Logan Edmondson on the call here this afternoon as we are now just seconds away from the 2029 A Championship here at the NGLL tournaments in Edgewood, Maryland. Matchup is NXT Black taking on Heroes Green. As our opening whistle signifies that we are underway. Both these teams ran through their pool with relative ease. It's a quick shot and score right away for Heroes. Will get things started. They will take a 1-0 lead, Heroes will. Ava DeBose.
That was a great do-it-all. Starts at the draw, pushed the fast break, and was able to put the ball in the back of the net.
Ava DeBose getting things started quick for Heroes. And yeah, as you mentioned, Logan, she got the ball off the draw and just found some holes in that NXT defense and was able to score it. NXT Black, they are in the black jerseys. Heroes Green, they are going to be in the green, moving right to left in this first half. NXT Black, they're in the black. They'll be going left to right as Heroes will win the second draw control. Scarlett Mooney, rather, coming up with the draw control there for Heroes. And they'll slow things down here.
NXT playing some strong defense.
Firing a shot off there, and yeah, that strong defense coming into play right away.
Able to get a stick on that shot and send it errant.
Heroes will maintain possession. Caroline Shinsky hanging out behind net right now. She'll give it up to DeBose. David DeBose with the first goal. And she's defended very well by NXT. In fact, they knocked the ball loose. But Heroes is able to get the loose ball, get the ground ball. Still selling out defensively is NXT. That's Sadie Tangwall forcing the turnover. And then NXT eventually taking possession.
Some great speed here in the midfield as NXT transitions to offense.
So now we get our first look at the NXT offense here. They are trailing 1-0. They'll be going up against the Riley Endo in goal for Heroes.
NXT going to set up their offense and get the look that they want here.
There's Hope Chang up top. A good step from Chang. She moves to her right, goes low, but a nice save from Endo.
Strong dodge to goal, but then Heroes goalie was able to deny her the goal.
So now here's Heroes in the transition game, and great defense from NXT in the midfield. And Heroes almost returns the favor, but we'll get a whistle from our referee in the midfield. So NXT maintains possession here. That's
through these teams' pool play, they both only gave up 13 goals. So strong defensive teams here.
So NXT trying to set up their offense again. They'll shoot a shot just high off the top of the post. NXT able to get the rebound, however. That post, as you mentioned, Logan, goalie's best friend, coming up big here for Heroes in the first half. And now we get a whistle against NXT.
See an illegal pick there against NXT. Heroes will have a chance to go clear this ball and get some offense going.
We'll start by trying to get up the far sideline, but losing her footing from Heroes on the far sideline. Almost loses possession. But we do get a whistle against NXT, so a little bit of breathing room for Heroes, but not much. They do find an open player in the middle. And now here comes Heroes across the restraining line. Good passing, at least good idea. Ball's still loose now. And Heroes does finally come up with it. Caroline Shinsky on the far side gets the ground ball.
Heroes going to let the ball do the work a little bit here.
So they'll try to relax. Addison Booth playing a little bit of point guard behind net. She gives it up top. There's a good roll and a nice shot, but an even better save from NXT. Hayden Keller gets her first save of the afternoon.
So the officials had a flag there, but because she continued to take the shot and the goalie made the save, there was no need to stop the play.
Good job by the referees to let them play on. So NXT will work on clearing the ball here, and they do so on the near side.
Great pressure by Heroes through the midfield.
Do have a flag up and a nice save in goal there from Endo. Riley Endo gets her second save.
Great effort by the Heroes defenders to chase that ball out, but NXT stays with it.
A little bit of too much contact from Heroes that time. And it's going to be enough to warrant a card as well. So a free position coming, as well as a player advantage for NXT. They'll look to try and level things here. So here's NXT with the drive and a nice save in goal for Riley Endo. 3 saves for Endo. Shot from Hadley Zwieback. Unable to get it past Endo.
NXT, even though they are player up right now, they are putting on the pressure and making it difficult for Heroes to clear this ball.
When you are a player down, do you typically relax, play a little bit more, sit back a little bit more defensively, or do you agree with the full court press right now?
I like the full court press from NXT, as well as Heroes not being rushed or taking any. Oh, here we go. We have another yellow card. We have a yellow card here for NXT,
All right.
So now we'll be back to even, both teams.
Both teams playing a player down, so yes, even strength. Penalty on NXT's against Aiden Burns. So we'll resume play now. Heroes has possession And they'll be working on a clearance. Bouncing out to the far sideline and finding wide open Caroline Shinsky. Shinsky trying to do it herself here after that pass, going through a lot of contact. Sees the flag up, so she'll just pop out.
Great patience there to handle the pressure that she was seeing from the NXT players, and now she'll get rewarded by being put on the 8-meter.
So yes, a free position coming for Caroline Shinsky. And right as we resume play here, I believe Heroes will get a player back. A good shot attempt from Shinsky. She tries to go low, but a good kick save there from Hayden Keller.
And Heroes will keep the possession here.
So Heroes will have a brief player up chance here. Still under a minute on the NXT penalty. Still a 1-goal game, only 1-0. We had a goal about 10 seconds in from Ava DeBose off of the draw.
Great pressure from the NXT defense.
And that is the only difference in this game. So Heroes still working offensively. Trying to play it inside. And drawing a shooting space call there is Kelly Moran.
That was great movement by the NXT defense to try and make up ground since they are down a player. But Heroes will now have a free position as a result of shooting space.
Time's up on the penalty, but Moran will have a shot and another great save. That one deflecting off the stick of Hayden Keller. 3 big saves for Keller here early. Both goalies with 3 saves.
Here's again maintaining possession behind the goal.
Addison Booth on that in the near corner. She plays it up top. Thinking about a long shot, but we'll hang on to it as Kendall Rardin. Loose ball Kelly Moran comes up with. Now here's Booth again. Booth, the nice pass inside, and just missing. Keller with another big save.
Wow, that was great offensive look, but goalie came up big.
Trying to shoot low is Shinsky, but it warrants a flag off the defense from NXT. So we'll get a free position here. Another free position attempt for Shinsky. Didn't have a great angle, so opts to pull the ball back out.
That was a great decision. Realized that she was in a low angle hash, saw her teammate was out wide, able to move it, and now they will be rewarded with a center hash 8-meter.
Avery Larson will be attempting this free position from the center hash. Very lengthy, goes right at Keller, but Keller stands tall and makes a massive save. Another save for NXT.
That was a great start on the free position, but now we are seeing why these two teams came in here with only allowing 13 goals across the 3 games that they have already played.
One of those a shutout for NXT. NXT, most recently, their last game yesterday afternoon, went 19-0 win over Team 1. Heroes coming in with a pair of blowouts as well in their final 2 games. Good to see. Very competitive through this first half so far, and low scoring as well. Still just a 1-0 lead for Heroes. Heroes in the green, NXT in the black.
Heroes going to spread the ball out here. Take some time off the clock, let the ball do the work.
Heroes trying to wrap around that 8-meter line, and as they draw yet another whistle from our referees here, Sammy Lake draws the whistle, and it looks like she's gearing up to shoot here. She will do just that. Goes low on the left corner. Great location from Sammy Lake, and she gives Heroes their second goal of the game. They take a 2-0 lead.
That was a great shot placement. The last few shots that the NXT goalie has saved have been high, so it's great to see a change of height there.
And just strong shot power there from Sammy Lake. Clearly something that she works on a lot, putting it in the perfect spot as well. Nothing Hayden Keller could do to stop that one. 2-0, the Heroes lead. That goal coming just inside the 11-minute mark as we approach 10 minutes to go here. We play 2 23-minute halves here at the NGLL tournaments this weekend in this 2029 A Conference Championship. As you mentioned, Logan, both these teams not dealing with a whole lot of pushback from the rest of the pool. And it seems like we're being treated to a great championship game so far. 2-0 the Heroes lead after we've played 13 minutes and counting. NXT coming up with the draw control out of that Heroes goal.
NXT gonna take some time here, spread out, get the ball to work around, and set up their offense.
Good chance to try and give their defense a quick breather as well, as they've spent a lot of time defending the last few minutes. NXT still being patient, as you said, Logan. Waiting for something to open up. There's Hope Chang trying to drive, but she's stopped right at the 8-meter line. And draws a whistle as well from Heroes. So, no free position shot.
Yep, the foul occurred outside of the 8, so she will be sent to the 12.
Hope Chang will start by driving to her right. She'll try to cut back. Good footwork from Chang. But she is defended very well by Heroes as she goes to the ground, and Clara Aschenbach comes up with it.
Great defense by Heroes, able to claim their space.
Good passing by Heroes as well in the midfield here as they work on a clearance, and they get up the left side. A push from NXT as they play through it. And now Heroes will be able to sit back in their offense again. Here's the Bows firing off a shot off the knee of Keller. A good save by Hayden Keller. And NXT coming up with the rebound. A good big ground ball for NXT.
Heroes putting the pressure on NXT here in this clear. Going to make it difficult for them to try and get this ball over the restraining line.
Trying to remain composed as NXT as they move through the midfield here. DeBose getting a stick on that pass. It still is a fortunate bounce for NXT as Caitlin Diamond comes up with the ground ball. And now NXT able to try and set up their offense again. Still have yet to score, NXT Black has. Now trying to run downhill, and that one will roll in and score.
That was a great 1v1 by Caitlin Diamond.
Good job by Diamond. She was going downhill on that one. Went low. It was going to be a tough stop for Riley Endo, and it gets NXT on the board for the first time this afternoon, coming at just inside the 7-minute marker.
Been pretty even here at the draw circle.
Diamond running through a lot of contact, even a trip, maybe a trip from Heroes as well. As you can see the flag come up at the end is N2. So Caitlin Diamond getting the scoring started for NXT. And yeah, I think you're right, Logan. Both sides with one draw apiece. So a 2-1 Heroes lead, just inside 6 minutes left. And now Heroes coming up with a draw and a big push from NXT on the backside. Lucy Shard.
Love the effort by both teams. They are not making it easy for either one of them.
Both teams very much want to get to win this NGLL A championship. 2029s that we're watching right now. So we've got a flag on the backside. Heroes loses the ball, and that's enough to get a stoppage from our referee on the backside too. And no card or anything. So Heroes will restart in the near side corner. Here's Kelly Moran moving to her right before the NXT defense collapses on her and forces a very poor shot. Great job by the NXTD.
Great crash. Would love to have seen a little bit better stick protection there. As you can expect, once you enter into that 8, teams are going to crash on you. So would love to have seen some stick protection, but NXT came up with a nice turnover.
Allows Hayden Keller to make a nice, easy save. She's still looking for a little bit of help. Heroes doing a great job of defending the entire field right now. Hayden Keller still sitting with the ball just beyond that 8-meter line.
Great patience here by NXT, as there is no shot clock, so she can take all the time in the world.
Some of her midfielders might begin to lose some of their breath, and ends up being a poor pass from Keller. Heroes comes up with a loose ball, but now they lose it. Ball is still loose on that far sideline. And Heroes will draw the final push. That finally warrants a whistle from our referee, Caitlin Diamond, getting a little bit too close there. So Heroes will maintain possession here. And this NXT defense is going to have to continue to work.
Heroes setting up their offense. Looks like they're setting up a stack on the far side to create some space for a dodge.
Heroes does get a shot off there. That was Isla Ahalt. Ahalt shooting just wide left. Looked like their first attempt there was a little bit of ISO. And yeah, now they're working on stack at the very top, it looks like. There's Addison Booth. She'll give it off to Moran, and Moran shot a little bit high. Good defense from NXT.
Yep, NXT was able to get a stick on that and cause the shot to go over the goal.
So Ahalt again behind net. And Heroes is going to keep running different formations out of that stack. Now here's DeBose, isolated on the right side. And good defense from NXT, shutting down that pass.
Great double that they had sent to that 1v1.
Chloe Ragazzo coming up with it for NXT. And she gets pushed to the ground by Heroes. Does draw a whistle, so Ragazzo and NXT will maintain possession here.
NXT going to look to try and tie it up here as we head into the final 2 minutes of the first half.
A very low-scoring first half. For the tie, and they do so. Great shot there, Hadley Zwieback.
Beautiful placement there by Hadley Zwieback.
Should have a good look at that one as well. That was a great shot from Zwieback. Nothing Riley Endo could do about that one. Strong velocity out of the stick of Zwieback.
She took advantage of the fact that the goalie is left-handed and was able to put that right over top the goalie's right shoulder.
How important is that, the goalie's handedness in the scouting report when you're getting ready for a game?
It's incredibly important, because if you're typically used to shooting against right-handed goalies, you might shoot that ball
to the top right side, or the top left side rather.
Mm-hmm.
So good scout from NXT as they're able to tie things up here and come up with the draw as we approach the minute mark of the first half. And it looks like we may have a free position here. We'll see where they line things up, and it looks like we will, in fact, have an 8-meter shot coming up for NXT. Lucy Shard.
Looks like NXT on the pushing of the fast break were able to draw shooting space.
Shard being defended well, but it does not matter. She goes over to the top and dunks it right over Endo. It is an NXT lead here with about 30 seconds to go before half.
Great stick protection and was able to get her close enough to take a shot and move the goalie. The defender crashed right in front of her. She was aware, had control of her body, and was able to eliminate.
Helps that she's also one of the tallest, most lengthiest players on the field as well. As time does expire here on the first half. So a couple of late goals, 2 goals inside the final 2 minutes for NXT. They were trailing 2-0 for a lot of that first half. And we're trailing up until the final 2 minutes. But 2 late goals from Hadley Zwieback and Lucy Shard put NXT up top, up 3-2 as we hit halftime. We'll take a quick break here on the Corrigan Sports Network.
You might think you don't belong because of what you look like or where you come from. But don't wait to see someone else do it first. Want doesn't look like anything, and it can't come from anywhere but within.
You recognize it. Yeah, you know it. The one, the only, Bang Bang Shrimp, and only at Bonefish Grill. It's often imitated, but trust us, it's never duplicated. Perfectly stacked, proudly presented, the Bang Bang Shrimp, only at Bonefish Grill. Cheers.
Because I love you.
Because I love you.
Because I love you.
Because I love you. This number?
Delete.
You were walking with Mark?
You should know how dumb that makes me look. I don't care if she's your lab partner.
Why do you have texts from him? Because I love you. This Jason number?
Delete.
And Ben?
Delete.
Because I love you, I should smash your phone.
You got lucky. Because I love you. That's not love.
Welcome back here to the Copper Mine Sportsplex in Edgewood, Maryland. A very, very tightly contested first half between NXT Black and Heroes Green, 2029 A teams in this 2029 A championship at the NGLL tournament. Griffin Bass on the call alongside Logan Edmondson. What are some of your biggest takeaways out of either side in that first half, Logan? As NXT was able to get a couple late goals there and jump to a lead heading into the break.
I am partial to the defensive side of the field, and it has been a battle of the two defenses. It has been great to see some clean defense, some aggressive defense, but has really impacted the score as we are only 3-2.
What happened? What happened defensively for Heroes is, the 2 late goals in the final 2 minutes for NXT to jump out to that lead.
I think they saw a little bit of miscommunication, so I'm sure they took some time to talk through that in this half and are going to get it straight here as we head into this second half.
Do flip sides now. Heroes in the green. They will be moving left to right in this second half. NXT in the black will be moving right to left. Right to left. Hayden Keller with 6 saves in the first half remains in net for NXT. Meanwhile, Heroes will make a change. we're going to see Elise Baker to start this second half. After 3 saves from Riley Endo in the first half for Heroes. Lucy Shard in black with NXT to start things for this draw. Scored the final goal of that first half inside 30 seconds as well, as she will win the opening draw control, using her size to her advantage.
Good pressure by the Heroes defense to slow down the fast break opportunity that NXT was trying to push.
Looking better defensively already after a little bit of a breakdown in the final 2 minutes of the half. Do get whistled, but it is at the 12-meter line, so not an immediate threat. As Shard will turn it into a threat as she draws shooting space from Kelly Moran there defending from Heroes, so now she gets an 8-meter shot. Free position for Lucy Shard. Had the final goal of the first half. Looking for more. She will go low, and she will score. Tough first test for Elise Baker. She's unable to get a stop, and it is a 4-2 NXT lead now.
Great start and great finish. Way to place the ball low and to the outside.
Heroes led for just about the entirety of the first half. And now all of a sudden NXT has a 2-goal lead here in the second half. Ava DeBose won the opening draw and scored it right away for Heroes. They didn't trail until literally the last 30 seconds of the first half. And now they find themselves down by 2 goals after giving up 3 straight to NXT.
NXT is doing well off the 8-meter. So Heroes needs to make sure they're playing clean inside the 8 to keep NXT off of a free position.
A little bit of contact there. A couple players hit the ground. But NXT comes up with it. It's Lucy Shard again.
NXT going to take some time here, get organized, make sure they're all on the same page.
They scored 3 goals now in a matter of about 3 minutes of game time, going back into that late in the first half.
Heroes stepping out a little bit, putting some pressure on.
Good ball movement from NXT at the top. They'll try to play one inside. Fire a shot, and it hits a Heroes player.
That was great defense by Heroes. Way to crash onto the ball.
Greta Fleury with the stop, with the block there, to use a hockey term. Looked like NXT might have wanted like a handball, but that ball kind of found her more than...
Yeah, the NXT player drew a dangerous propelling.
Here's Fleury now, and Fleury gets picked at the very back end by Shard, but she's able to get her own loose ball. So ground ball for Fleury. Before that one gets whistled, before we get another whistle, that one knocked away by Caitlin Diamond.
There's great pressure by NXT as the ball is being transitioned to Heroes' offensive end. Heroes will be man up.
Spinning, and the shot goes low and wide out of the stick of Caroline Shinsky, just missing. And NXT able to get the rebound, too. Good defensive stop for NXT.
Heroes going to put on the pressure as they are man up, so they're able to put some pressure on the goalie.
Good passing from NXT in the defensive zone. And now in the midfield as well. Great passing from NXT. They might have numbers here as well. They're moving very quickly, but good defense from Heroes to get the stop. However, an illegal check from Heroes, Sammy Lake. And it's going to be another free position attempt for NXT. This time, it's Grace Donahue to extend the NXT lead. Donahue will shoot, in good defense from Heroes.
It's great stick protection, just wasn't able to get her wrist turned all the way around to snap that ball. Great job by Heroes here.
Looked like it was Nora Cassidy there on the shot attempt to knock that one a little off target. Now Heroes with the clearance. Great clearance from Heroes. Aschenbach gets it across.
It's great speed.
She gives it off to Shinsky here in the near side corner. Now Shinsky rolling and going low, and a good save from Hayden Keller.
Good ground ball by Heroes to keep possession here.
Allows Heroes to try and slow things down offensively now. Certainly by no means are they anywhere out of this one. It's been a good run for NXT, but Heroes still only trails by 2. Here's Lake with 1 goal in the first half already as she moves to her right and draws a whistle from our referee. In fact, a yellow card. Hit to the head.
Good effort by the Heroes attacker to draw the foul.
Lake on the attack. Zwiebak will be serving the penalty here.
Heroes going to set up their man upset.
In practice, how much do you work on your man upsets?
Spend a lot of time because it is important to not get tempted by the extra space that you have. So it's important to get your timing, get your space, get it all organized so that you can find the easiest 2v1 possible.
Draw free position. Trethway plays it out to Avery Larson. Larson looked like she was trying to pass it inside, and it got kicked away. Fortunately, Heroes maintains possession. Now here's Lake with one already. Tough angle and a good save.
It's a great shot. That goalie's best friend, the pipe there to save the day.
Heroes gets the ground ball. We're going to, once again, it's going to be Trethway here on the right center hash. Trethway is going to take a shot, or at least attempt to take a shot, but she gets bumped and loses the ball. And they're going to say an illegal contact from NXT. So,
yep, draws an across the body foul there and is again placed on the first inside hash.
All right, so here's Trethway again. She'll dish it this time. Good pass and an even better shot. Heroes breaks their scoring drought. It is a 4-3 game.
Great heads-up play. Way to know that she was at a low-angle space. Her teammate was cutting through wide open. Awesome teammate play there.
Nora Cassidy able to finish on that one. And a great pass from Trethway, who will get the assist. So 4-3 the score now. Heroes still trails NXT, but now a 1-goal game as we have just about a quarter of an hour remaining. 15 minutes to go. As we get lined up for the draw once again. Shard trying to come up with it for NXT, but instead it's going to be DeBose from Heroes, who draws a whistle and allows Heroes to keep possession here. DeBose will lose it. Too much contact on the stick.
NXT going to make it difficult for Heroes to clear here. I love that pressure.
DeBose finds the open alley, so she's able to get across the restraining line. And now Heroes will settle things down offensively. As NXT sets up their defense, and Heroes looks to get their offensive set up. DeBose on the far side. She'll move towards the middle. She'll fire a shot and draw shooting space. So Heroes will have a chance to tie here on the free position shot. It'll be Ava DeBose who won or came up with the opening draw and scored about 10 seconds into this one. We'll look to tie it, and a good shot, but kicked away by Keller using the post again. And then the rebound by Heroes is a fortuitous one. A strong shot there from Avery Larson, and she will tie things up 4-all.
That play right there was a testament to the relentlessness of these two teams. They are playing everything to the whistle and not letting anything get by.
Here's the full sequence. DeBose shots misses, but Larson coming up with the rebound. And as you said, Logan, not giving up. She goes full speed ahead and fires a shot from the right side and finds a home. 4-4 the score here with under 13 minutes to go. 4 different goal scorers for Heroes as well. DeBose, Sammy Lake, Nora Cassidy, and then we just saw Avery Larson. Brand new ball game with 12.5 remaining.
Been a pretty even battle here on the draw circle.
And a lot of that is due to the effort we're seeing right there. 3 players going to the ground.
These two teams are putting it all out on this field right now.
So Heroes will win that draw, or at least be awarded that draw. DeBose with it, and now DeBose thinking about a shot attempt, but she will wisely pull back out.
Would like to see Heroes take some time here. Get a strong opportunity, strong look to goal.
Here's Larson, score the most recent goal. She'll dish it, and a great assist over to Trethway. Trethway with an assist already now has a score. 5-4, the Heroes lead, a 3-0 run for Heroes since the 15-minute mark.
Heroes is seeing a lot of success when they are using their teammates, keeping their heads up when they are dodging to the goal, and looking for that open player.
Larson's going to get the assist. There's the pass from Larson, and then Trethway taking it home, going low. Tough for Hayden Keller. She was not able to stop that one. Still 7 saves, though, on the day for Hayden Keller. 2 points now for both Avery Larson and Alexandra Trethway. That connection.
Strong coaching call here by NXT to take a timeout, get their team reorganized, and slow down this momentum that has started to shift the Heroes' way.
Seems like it's kind of been a game of runs. Heroes jumping out to a 2-0 lead in that first half. And then NXT going on a 4-goal run of their own to take a 4-2 lead, but now Heroes on a 3-0 run over the last 3 to 4 minutes. Should pave way for a very exciting final 10 minutes and change in this 2029 Class A championship here at the NGLL tournaments in Edgewood, Maryland. And once again, we've seen it every single draw now, at least 2 players going to the ground, doing everything they can for their team to try and get the draw control. Looks like, fortunately, both sides are okay. Kelly Moran from Heroes taking the most damage there, but she's all set to go. So now NXT will try to set up an offense, trailing by 1.
NXT spreading out, trying to make the slides nice and long for Heroes.
Here's Shard. Shard, nice roll, jumping to her left, and she does draw a whistle. How hard is it to defend when the player clearly has size on you every time?
Yeah, that is something that you can't change, but you can do your best by playing nice and strong, playing on their hip, and trying to get on the hands as they take their shot.
Nice save for Baker. Elise Baker gets her first save of the second half. Strong shot attempt from Lucy Shard, just misses. A good save from Baker. NXT came up with the initial rebound, but now it's Heroes who will get a ground ball of their own.
Great heads-up play by the Heroes defense, able to intercept that ball.
Pass missing, but almost works out. And dangerous swing of the stick there from Trethway.
NXT put on the pressure in the midfield, and they are successful. Now the ball back in their possession.
Big interception for Trethway. Just throwing the stick up there and coming down with it.
Heroes doing the same that they just saw.
This has been a very big joy for you, Logan. A lot of defense.
Love to see some good defense being played out there by both teams. Having to see the offensive players have to work extra hard is always fun to see.
Seems like this game's going to be won on defense. Right now it's Heroes with the ball. NXT seeking another big stop. Here's Moran on the attack. Trying to find an alley in the middle, but there is no room. Once again, it's Moran on the ground, along with an NXT defender.
She's going to be placed on the 8-meter here.
So here's Kelly Moran with her Heroes up by 1, trying to make it 2, and a good defense from NXT.
And great awareness by the NXT defense to be able to take care of that ball.
I think that was Chloe Ragazzo who got a stick on it, but now NXT will turn it right back over to Heroes. Heroes keeping up pressure on the entire field.
It's the little things. It comes down to the little things, and that has really been the decision maker here.
And then there's getting a stick on it defensively for NXT that time, making it a tough pass. Hadley Zwieback not making things easy for Heroes. Here's another pass inside, and dunking it in is Avery Larson with her second of the game.
Like I said earlier, Heroes is finding a lot of success when they're able to use their teammates and keep their heads up as they're looking to generate offense.
Take another look at it here. Great ball movement from Heroes. And Larson not making things easy for Hayden Keller. Nothing she could do about that one. I believe that was Caroline Berger on the assist for Heroes there. Finding the wide open Avery Larson, who did not miss. 6-4 now, the Heroes lead. That goal coming around the 7-minute mark. There's a 2-goal lead for Heroes.
NXT will be awarded the draw here, as there was a foul by the Heroes player.
See if NXT can make them pay for it.
Great pressure by the Heroes defense to cause an unsettled situation, and are able to come up with the ball.
Heroes doing, seems like everything right now. Obviously didn't win that draw out of the goal. But they're drawing penalties from NXT. They are forcing turnovers. And now they'll have a player up advantage here after the hits of the head from NXT in Burns, the guilty party. As we resume play, Heroes will successfully clear it. And now with the player up, see if they try to elect to kill any time or go right at this NXT defense.
I anticipate since they are man up, they're going to want to put another goal on the board here.
And they will do just that. They draw a shooting space call, and it's going to be Trethway, Alexandra Trethway, with 2 points already today. From the hash on the left side. And she's gearing up to shoot. She will go low and just misses wide left.
And again, NXT coming up big on that end line. That's a great defensive play.
So here's Hayden Keller with it now, who will try to start this clearance. Good passing from NXT so far in the midfield.
Would like to see some pressure here by the Heroes team since they are a player up.
Do a little bit. They do show some pressure, but Too much contact there as they knock Sadie Tangwall off balance. And reading the pass all the way is Heroes, coming up with a big interception. That is Nora Cassidy with the pick. And Heroes, once again, on offense in a player-up scenario.
That was a great look by the Heroes offense. Just an errant pass, but able to maintain possession.
Cassidy comes back up with it. Good defense from NXT, though. Playing all the way out. That's Weeback. Pressuring all the way up top.
NXT's turning on the pressure as they realize that they are about under 4 minutes and need to make something happen here.
Here's the Bows now. Had a cutting player, but no one open. We do have a flag up on the back end.
NXT was doing a great job handling the man-down defense, but they have drawn a 3 seconds here, which just means that the defender was in the 8 for 3 seconds without marking an offensive player. But since the ball was not in the critical scoring area, they have pulled her out to the 12.
And it allows maybe NXT to catch their breath a little bit for a second and ends up helping themselves out. Good turnover forced.
Great defensive play. That will hopefully result in a goal for NXT.
But your defense coming right up big for Heroes that time. They knocked the ball loose, but maybe a little bit too ambitious from the Heroes D. It does draw a whistle, so NXT was going to maintain possession here.
I feel like this game is a true testament to a t-shirt they used to sell a long time ago. It said, offense wins games, defense wins championships. Well, that's what we're seeing here today.
That is what is on the line. The 2029 A Championship here in the NGLL tournaments. There's Grace Donahue back with the ball there. Going back and forth with Hadley Zwiebeck. Here's Zwiebeck now dealing with a double team from Heroes. For a second there, a triple team.
Heroes using their player up to their advantage to put some extra pressure on NXT and try to get the ball back in their stick.
You're going to look for an extra attacker as well, as they temporarily pull Hayden Keller out of goal.
Now they will put her back on as Heroes was given a yellow card. So
nice play inside to the middle and a good finish for NXT. That is Lucy Shard, her third of the day, off the feed from Hadley Zwieback. Brings NXT right back to within one at a very crucial spot in this one as we hit that 2-minute marker. So the clock on the field will stop inside 2 minutes here in the championship game.
Great heads-up play by NXT.
Good look from Zwieback there on the feed, and Lucy Shard doing what she's done most of today, and that is finish goals. Shard has scored the last 3, in fact, for NXT, and loses the draw this time around, but she's been very important in the draw in the second half as well.
The officials signaled that she moved early on that draw, and which is why Heroes was awarded it.
Heroes with a 1-goal lead. See how much time they're able to eat up here offensively.
NXT pulling their goalie to put an additional player on the field.
Still a little bit of confusion, though, for NXT. Clearly not something they work on too much. Heroes electing not to. And now it's going to be a turnover to NXT, so it ends up working out. As they're saying, Heroes may have the referees actually get together on this one, try to talk it over. I think they initially said that Heroes tried to body the ball up.
Which you are allowed to use your body to stop a ball, so I believe that's what the correction was.
Okay, all right.
Happening.
All right, so good job by the referees to get together, make sure they get the right call. So we resume play here under 90 seconds remaining.
Heroes are going to want to spread out, make the slides, make the run nice and long for this NXT team. Let NXT up for the challenge, getting the pressure, being quick to get a double off.
Playing it back to Addison Booth in the corner. Here's Sammy Lake. Just under a minute to go now. Heroes doing a great job dealing with this all-out NXT pressure. Making smart passes, finding tight windows as DeBose runs downhill, and NXT will have to foul, and they will get yellow carded here. So they'll put Hayden Keller back in goal, as we're going to get a free position attempt here for Ava DeBose.
We'll be interested to see if she takes it here.
And she does not. So a big a player advantage for Heroes, as NXT is going to try everything they can to get us defensive stop here and a chance to tie things up as we are inside 30 seconds. Here's Larson with it now. She gives it up to Trethway. Now DeBose. Goal will not count, but it will not matter because Heroes will be the 2029 A champions here at the NGLL tournaments in Edgewood. A gritty 6-5 victory for Heroes Green over NXT Black.
Strong defensive battle here today, but Heroes coming out victorious.
Four second half goals for Heroes, two of which scored by Avery Larson, a third of them assisted by Avery Larson. A 3-point day for Avery Larson, who's going to be our player of the game here in this 2029 A championship. As here's some of her work. Coming up with the loose ground ball there and scoring it. Avery Larson, a very strong second half for Heroes Green. Making it a tough day, tough second half for Hayden Keller in goal, who had a great day for NXT. 7 saves for Hayden Keller in net for NXT Black. 3 goals for Lucy Shard, but it ends up being Heroes Green who hangs on for the win. They were down 3-2 entering half and went on to score 4 goals in the second half, and were able to hang on at the very end. It got very close as Heroes 2029 A champions here at the NGLLs.
Welcome into another segment of By the Book. Today we have a real treat. Head women's lacrosse coach Kathy Reese from the University of Maryland joins us. Coach, you've been involved with women's lacrosse for a very, very long time. Thanks for joining us. Tell us about the state of the game as you believe it to exist right now.
Sure. Well, first of all, thanks for having me. It's always great to talk to you. State of the game, the women's lacrosse tournament, the collegiate level, has 29 teams that are selected into our championship bracket. This year, I think the bracket was the toughest and the best it's ever been. There's so many great teams out there, so many more schools. I think we have 127 Division I schools sponsoring lacrosse. So the growth of the game is huge, but the competition is great. And so as the bracket progresses, there are 8 teams playing. There's going to be 4 teams named after Thursday, and we'll be looking, for a great tournament segment in Carolina starting on Friday.
And good luck to you guys as you get in there. Your team, exceptional every year in, year out. And some of that comes from recruiting. Tell us what you're looking for in a lacrosse player that you want to help matriculate to University of Maryland.
Sure. So our staff spends a lot of time on the road watching, as many games as we can, working with kids at camps and clinics and just getting to know coaches and players. You're looking for kids that fit your program. You're looking for people that fit your style and your style of play and maybe even the personality of your team, people that are fast, athletic, good stick work, good game sense, good shooters if you're looking at offensive players that know how to share the ball, know how to work well off ball, defenders who can play good one-on-one defense. I think there's so many different key points for coaches when they're watching players, but there's just so many opportunities to play and compete and for coaches to kind of have their eye on you and get a look at you.
And that's great to hear. And I know that so many people will be able to rewind that and go through that checklist that you gave us. So thank you for that. I am going to forever believe that multi-sport athletes bring an extra something. Is that something you look for?
Well, I think everybody's experience is different. Everybody's journey is different. It's important to note that because sometimes the best thing for players is to play one sport. I do think multi-sport athletes bring a different dimension. You learn things competing in other sports. You learn how to move in different ways. You learn how to compete in different ways. And I think that piece is important. Our team has a lot of multi-sport athletes on it, players that have grown up playing soccer, field hockey, or basketball. I have some volleyball players too, that have just, really just do it. Maybe you're competing in high school for fun. It's not a sport you're going to pursue in college, but it does teach you a lot. It teaches you a lot about the game, how to move, how to compete. And you're right. I agree with you. And I think a lot of that does translate onto the lacrosse field too. But like I said, when I started, it's just not always right for everybody. Sometimes kids have a different path. And if their path is lacrosse only, then that's the way it works for them.
And that is well spoken. Thank you so much for that. Now, University of Maryland, I don't know how many Tuaraton awards you guys have won, but it's probably in the dozens. You've coached there for a long time and produced exceptional players. How has that improved your ability to coach, and how do you coach those superstars?
Well, that's and quite a compliment. I think I'm fortunate when I work at a great institution, I have a great coaching staff that I work with, but the players that come into me are just phenomenal people. They all share the same vision, the same goal, and they work towards it. I think our team is really selfless and they work together well. And so any of our Tuarton winners would credit their teammates first and foremost, for their success that they were awarded. And so I think having the chance to be around these great people, I don't know that it's anything that I do. I think it's them playing with their great teammates and knowing how to work in a team setting with other people to bring out the best in each other. And when you do that, good things happen. And so our staff, yes, has been fortunate throughout the years to have had some phenomenal players here, and still, hopefully we'll have a lot more as the future goes on. But real credit to them and just their attitude, their effort, their hard work. And their mental toughness, being able to finish plays and do what they need to do for the good of the team is something that's really unique and remarkable and can make us look good as coaches. That's for sure.
Some amazing insights, Coach Reese. Thank you so much for your time. I would say good luck in your preparations for your next game, but I know I should really just say, prepare them how you always do. And I think you'll do all right.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
Welcome back here to the Corrigan Sports TV Network. Griffin Bass and Logan Edmondson on the call for what is going to be our third and final championship game of the afternoon here in Edgewood at the Coppermine Sportsplex. And it should be a good one. The 2028 B Conference Championship. It is Florida Select versus Skywalkers. Skywalkers in the white. Florida, they are in the orange. So we get a whistle from our referee after on the first draw control here. So our first alternating possession will be awarded to Florida. So here comes Florida, looking to try and get the scoring started early here, but they are defended very well by Skywalkers. And that forces them to play the ball all the way back outside.
Skywalkers is a program that historically puts pressure on defensively, and we are seeing that here from the start.
Forcing Florida Select to operate their offense along the perimeter here. And now maybe an open lane, but Skywalker's quickly collapsed defensively.
Great effort by the Skywalkers team to have their teammates back. She went for a play, but she was quickly taken care of by her teammates. Unfortunately, we're in shooting space, which is why Florida Select now will be placed on the 8-meter.
So Florida will have the 8-meter shot here. They'll be looking at Adina Barron, who's unable to get the stop there, so Florida will score first.
Great decision-making by the Florida Select player to eliminate the defender that was on her right side to give her some more space, and was able to finish that ball.
Off the free position, Florida Select striking first here and taking a 1-0 lead over Skywalkers. So we'll head back to the draw circle here. Ava Valdivieso in the draw for Florida. And then it's Riley McLaughlin. Scratch that. It's Lena Morelos for Skywalkers. You have a loose stick there, and Morelos ends up coming up with the loose ball.
Florida Select was able to put the ball where they wanted to, just weren't able to come up with the ball. Skywalkers capitalized on that mistake and able to take the ball over to their offensive end. And Florida Select putting the pressure on Skywalkers immediately to create a turnover.
Good job by Florida through the first few minutes of this one. And now we might have a hit to the head here. Maybe inadvertent. No, we are going to get a card. Morelos will serve the penalty for Skywalkers. But it looks like, fortunately, she's back up to her feet. Should be okay. So we resume play here.
Skywalkers looking to put pressure on Florida Select as they try to clear this ball and get it over to their offensive end. Despite the fact that Skywalkers is a man down, it's great to see them continuing to put strong pressure and looking to make scoring difficult for this Florida Select team.
Brooke Toombs dishing it off. But then they lose the ball, and going low and scoring is Florida Select. A 2-0 lead now for Florida Select.
Skywalker's doing a great job at creating chaos, but Florida Select is taking everything that Skywalkers is throwing at them and coming up with some goals.
They knocked the loose ball there, and all over it for Florida Select was Jenna Matthews there. So a 2-0 lead here for Florida and the Selects.
Each team notching a draw control so far, so good battle here in the circle.
Vivaldi Vieso again for Florida. And now into the draw for Skywalkers. Is Brooke Ewenick. And Ewenick comes up with it, with Morella still serving a penalty right now. And now here comes Skywalkers, and may get our first look at them as they try to set up an offense here, as Florida's done a great job of dominating possession through the first 5 minutes or so.
Skywalkers is still man down. So Florida Select here is player up on defense. Skywalker's doing a great job of handling some of the pressure that Florida Select is giving them.
Good screen attempt from Skywalkers, but Unik will end up dishing it out to the far right corner with Colleen Casey. It looks like she's thinking about going back to Casey here, and so we get ready to return to even strength.
Skywalker's able to take care of the ball so they could get their player back on the field. In the meantime, Florida Select is issued a card for a check to the head. So Skywalkers will now be player up.
It's a big turn for Skywalkers there as they went from being a player down to now suddenly a player up, and a big opportunity offensively. So now we get a whistle against Florida. It's going to be Morelos who's going to dish it out up top to Unik. And now Unik defended very well by Florida.
Would love to see Skywalkers create space, find the 2v1 opportunity, make it easier on themselves.
Yeah, they haven't really set up too much offensively here since they're trying to now. Some cutting inside. Now a good dish out up top. Another good pass back to Unik. Unik goes right back to where it came from and drawing a penalty. Rose Harris there gets the whistle call for Skywalkers.
Great patience by the Skywalkers team to let the ball do the work, and then we're rewarded with an 8-meter.
So it's Rose Harris with the shot, and she will go up to the upper 90. Great shot from Rose Harris. And finishing there, get Skywalkers on the board.
Great 8-meter take, one step in, and was able to fire that ball in the top right corner.
And just nothing the goalie could do about that. That's Faustina Rook in goal for the Florida Selects. Getting her first test of the day. So our draw to resume things here.
Gonna have a redraw as the draw for the initial draw didn't go up high enough, so the official called for a redraw.
Florida working on a 2-1 lead right now. We're inside 15 minutes to go in the first half. And Skywalkers come up with the initial draw, and then a penalty against Jenna Matthews from Florida. And now a quick pass from the Skywalkers. Gives them a fortunate bounce, and they had a quick shot attempt there. It's back with Rose Harris now. A lot of chaos right in front of goal, the Florida Select goal, and too much contact there as Skywalkers was trying to get a shot attempt off. Arden Riley falling to the ground and dealing with the contact. So we'll have another free position attempt here going against Faustina Rook in goal of Florida. And a nice shot from Arden Riley of Skywalkers, and that will tie things up 2 apiece here at the 13.5-minute mark.
Again, great job by Skywalkers on their 8 meters, not trying to run it in too far, releasing the ball sooner than the Florida Select defense can come crashing in.
Excellent location from Riley on the shot there. Going low, bouncing, and then getting a bounce into a perfect spot in that upper left-hand corner of the goal. Been 2 tough goals to defend for Faustina Rook.
Skywalkers has had some success here the last few draws, so look to see if they continue that.
And they will continue it. Coming up with the draw is Riley, fresh off scoring the goal. And it looks like Skywalker's moving quickly up, but now they'll play it behind net and try to slow things down. Rose Harris plays it back to Riley, and Riley defended very well by Toombs of Florida Select.
Florida Select had some strong defense, which caused the turnover. Now Skywalkers will be issued a card here, so Florida Select will be player up.
Card's going to go against Riley. Arden Riley will have a 2-minute break here. Toombs. Will clear it all by herself. Brooke Toombs will up the far right side. And now Florida, after playing defense for the last several minutes, will finally get back on offense here. As Toombs and Matthews go back and forth, the 2 goal scorers for Florida Select. Now they'll get some new faces involved behind net.
Again, the key to success here is stay big, find the extra player. Plenty of time with 2 minutes.
Toombs dealing with a lot of contact and scores it anyway. The goal will count.
Great job by the Florida Select player.
That was Brooklyn Toombs on the goal. Brooklyn Toombs dealing with a lot of contact and able to finish the goal anyway here. Dealing with a hit to the head and finishes with just the right arm. All right, so we're still trying to figure things out here after the goal from Brooklyn Toombs. That was her second of the game.
And on that play, Skywalkers was issued a yellow card, so now they are 2 players down.
I think we stopped the clock on the field as well. As we are inside 11 minutes to go. Referee still trying to... Yeah, Newman from Skywalkers. Addison Newman getting the penalty at the end there. So Florida Select will start with the ball coming out of the goal. Already a 3-2 lead for Florida. And a great pass and finish by Jenna Matthews.
Florida Select letting the ball do the work there and making their goal be scored with complete ease.
Maybe 10 seconds apart in goals there. A huge player advantage as well for Florida. Coming off right out of the draw control. Passing it to Jenna Matthews in stride, scoring that one for Florida. So we head back to the draw circle now. A 4-2 Florida Select lead inside 10 minutes. Ava Valdivieso once again in the draw circle for Florida. Nearly coming down with it. We've been pretty even in draws so far. But Florida's going to win this one again. And trying to score it right out of the draw. A good block from Skywalkers defensively. A much-needed stop defensively as well for Skywalkers, as it seemed like Florida was starting to build a lot of momentum, especially still with a player up.
Great defense by Skywalkers. Love the pressure. Caused some chaos, which ultimately led to the turnover.
Get a whistle here from our referees, trying to make sure we are all even on both sides.
Unfortunately, Skywalkers had one too many. They are still on one of their cards, so there will be a turnover here. Unfortunate after the hard work that was done on the defensive end to earn that ball.
Tough sledding for Skywalkers so far. They've had a few mistakes here in this first half that have cost them. including this one, a turnover right over to Florida Select. Brooklyn Toombs trying to clear it all by herself again, dealing with a lot of contact from Skywalkers, and does get it across to Jenna Matthews. Nice play inside to Valerie Vieso, but Vieso just misses the point-blank shot attempt there.
Such great ball movement by Florida Select, but just comes up short with that shot.
Do retain possession following their shot well. We get a quick whistle against Skywalkers. Quinn Rogers there playing defense a little bit too tightly. Here's Jenna Matthews with 2 goals. Brooklyn Toombs with 2 goals as well for Florida. Played inside, looking for Toombs. An errant pass, and Skywalkers comes up with it.
Skywalkers is really forcing Florida Select to make some errant passes.
And now Florida Select giving off some pressure of their own. Dada Vieso coming up with the ground, forcing the ground ball and coming up with it. And now she'll wait for her offense to reset. She's looking for help. And finally finds Brooklyn Toombs.
Florida Select's going to hold on to the ball here for a second, make sure they're all organized on the same page so they can get their offense going.
Toombs will play it back out to 10 from Florida Select. Molly Keto will play it to the left side with Chloe Castro.
To find some success against this tough, pressured Skywalkers defense, Florida Select's going to want to let the ball do the work, not hold on to their sticks for too long. That way the pressure can't get out.
Here's Toombs running straight up the middle and defended well by Skywalkers, but it does force a whistle from our referees. They're going to bump Toombs back out to the 12-meter line, though, however. She'll play it off to the left side with Castro. Chloe Castro being defended well up top, all the way to the perimeter by Skywalkers. Sophia Hornbacker with the strong defense. Nearly Skywalkers forcing an interception there. Keeping up the defensive intensity, Skywalkers is, as we are inside 6 minutes here in the first half of this 2028 B Conference Championship.
Florida Select maintaining possession here to make sure that they are all on the same page.
Florida making a few line changes, some substitutions, and now Brown up top under pressure. Jenna Matthews just substituting back on. Looks like she's looking for Brooklyn Toombs. She may keep it to herself. A couple flags in the air.
Skywalkers need to just make sure that they're playing defense with their feet, not with their sticks. That'll help limit the number of fouls that they are drawing right now.
So when you know defensively that, the ball really runs through just 2 players, we see Brooklyn Toombs and Jenna Matthews with the ball now. The ball touches their sticks between just about every other pass, if not every pass. How do you defend? You try to lock down on just two players.
Skywalkers is probably looking to send the slide early to those 2 players to try to force that next pass to get to another player on the Florida Select team. As we saw there, unfortunately there was a foul.
But that's the idea. That's what they're going for.
That's what they're looking to do.
Here's Jenna Matthews now looking for number 3, and she does through contact. Scores her third of the game, 5th for the team, 5-2 lead for Florida Select.
Great composure by the Florida Select player, able to protect her stick and get her shot off.
Goal number 5 of the game. That is the third of the day for Jenna Matthews. Scoring it all for the free position as well. Skywalker has been struggling to get things going. They did have a quick stretch there from the 15-minute mark to about the 12-minute mark where they were getting things going offensively. Since then, however, it's been a struggle for them in the draw circle. Florida Select has been starting to flex their muscles just a little bit here. And as I say that, of course, Skywalkers does come up with one.
Great job by Skywalkers to come up with that ball as well as draw a foul. Skywalkers will player up due to Florida Select being issued a yellow card.
Ava Valdivieso will serve the mandatory penalty here. So the advantage coming for Skywalkers, and it could be the break, just the break that they need to try to get back into this.
Skywalkers already setting up, creating space, makes finding the hole that much easier.
Good ball movement from Skywalkers, but Florida Select doing a great job of still pressuring while being a player down. Quick shot through contact, just misses. Arden Riley looking for another one. Shot goes wide, but she does draw the whistle.
Was a great back check by the Florida Select player.
We're going to get a free position attempt here for Arden Riley. Riley scored the second goal for Skywalkers, looking for another one as that one goes just wide right. Good rebound, though, for Skywalkers behind net.
Great defense by Florida Select to get a stick on the Skywalkers player's stick.
Rose Harris, good pass. And a great finish as well for Skywalkers. They are back on the scoreboard. Addison Newman with the finish there.
Made it incredibly easy for themselves. Able to dodge right onto the goalie's doorstep by letting the ball do the work and getting that Florida Select defense spread out.
There's the whole sequence. Rose Harris, great look inside. In fact, so good that fooled us a little bit as well, finding Addison Newman curling up from behind goal. As, it looks like Skywalkers is going to be awarded the draw here. 5-3 the score.
Skywalkers was given possession due to Florida Select's goalie not being fully equipped.
So a little bit of a kind of delay a game penalty there. So Skywalkers does with clock did stop at about 30 seconds as our referees held everything up. Florida Select didn't know what the awardance of the draw here was. So we are approaching halftime now as play resumes. Skywalkers looking for one more to try to get back into it. They find Rose Harris, a good shot from Harris, point blank, but a good save from Rook. Pressure still on from Skywalkers.
Florida Select is now brought their player back onto the field, so we are even.
Vieso served her penalty, and I believe that may just do it here for the first half. Unless Florida can quickly get a clearance here. And we're going to have a card for Skywalker, so they will have to start the second half a player down, correct?
Correct.
That penalty is going to carry over. Maybe a bit of a mistake there from Skywalkers. As that does signal the end of the first half. So 5-3 the score after our first half here. We'll take a break for halftime, but it is Florida Select on top right now. It's been a gritty game going back and forth between these two, Florida Select and Skywalkers. Florida Select up 5-3 as we get ready to take a break here on the Corrigan Sports Network.
You might think you don't belong because of what you look like or where you come from. But don't wait to see someone else do it first. Want doesn't look like anything, and it can't come from anywhere but within.
You recognize it. Yeah, you know it. The one, the only, Bang Bang Shrimp, and only at Bonefish Grill. It's often imitated, but trust us, it's never duplicated. Perfectly stacked, proudly presented, the Bang Bang Shrimp, only at Bonefish Grill. Cheers.
Because I love you.
Because I love you.
Because I love you.
Because I love you. This number?
Delete.
You were walking with Mark?
You should know how dumb that makes me look. I don't care if she's your lab partner.
Why do you have texts from him? Because I love you. This Jason number?
Delete.
And Ben?
Delete.
Because I love you, I should smash your phone.
You got lucky. Because I love you. That's not love.
Welcome back. Griffin Bass and Logan Edmondson on the call for right here for the second half of this 2028 B Championship at the NGLL Girls Lacrosse Tournaments. Our third and final championship game of the day, as Skywalkers may have made a very crucial mistake at the very end of that half. They got yellow carded at the very end, and they're now going to be a player down for the remainder of the game, Logan, correct?
Correct. Skywalkers, that was their fourth card, and the way the rule reads that after 4 cards or more, you will be player down for the remaining minutes of the game.
So trailing by 2, Skywalkers was building a little bit of momentum at the end of the half, too. They scored the final goal of the first half. But now they will have to be going against this Florida Select team that went 3-0 yesterday in pool play. Skywalkers went 2-1. Their lone loss was to Eagle Sticks, an 8-7, a very close 8-7 loss. But they will be trying to hand Florida Select their first and only loss of the weekend, and they'll have to do it a player down the entire time. So here's Jenna Matthews with 3 goals already. She will dish it to Brooklyn Toombs, who does not get a clear shot in. A good save by Skywalkers, who make a change as well in goal.
That was a great save by the goalie and a good ground ball by Skywalkers. They were able to draw a card here, so now they will be even. Skywalkers need to capitalize on this opportunity.
Kaylin Hall in goal for Skywalkers to get things started here in the second half, and coming up right away with a big save. And yeah, you mentioned it, the yellow card against Florida Select. Jenna Matthews serving the penalty here. And it's not going to matter as we go back to even strength. Florida Select coming up with a big turnover in the midfield. So now, knowing that you're going to be down a player the rest of the way, how does that change the way Skywalkers may want to defend?
Skywalkers is going to look to play more of a zone, trying to share players. That way they are not creating big gaps and making Florida Select have to move the ball to really get them moving.
Really good defending that time from Skywalkers. Clean defending as well, as that had really seemed to be the kind of the key to Florida Select's offense, just drawing whistles, finding the defense out of position in the first half. That time Skywalker's able to do a good job of forcing the turnover against Brooklyn Toombs.
Love to see Skywalkers take care of this ball, to take some time and get their offense going.
So trying to navigate the midfield now is Skywalkers. Good pass to Aviva Barron. Barron dealing with a trail of Florida Select, and finally gets the open pass to Brooke Unick. Just barely tiptoeing along the lines of an offsides call. Good job by Skywalkers to avoid the call there. Here's Rose Harris. Good pass up to Marcelos, and Marcelos draws the whistle from Florida Select. Now kind of copying Florida Select's offense a little bit. Just focusing on getting the defense out of position.
Yep, trying to catch the defense sleeping or making some poor decisions.
Here's Lena Mavrelos. She will move to her right and score. A nice roll from Mavrelos, and it brings Skywalkers back within 1.
That was great stick protection on that 8-meter. So that way the defender can't get a stick on the shot, and she can put the ball exactly where she wanted it.
Bringing Skywalkers within 1. Good job on the free position from Mavrelos. Yep, keeping that stick low, and then going to the right side of Rook. Faustina Rook in goal for Florida Select. Florida Select still dealing with the penalty right now, so as soon as we resume play, things will head back to not even strength, as, again, it is Skywalker's down a player the rest of the way. Toombs comes up with the draw control, and now penalty is up for Florida, so they will be back to a player up.
Now Skywalkers needs to organize here and get into their man-down defense.
Good pass. Toombs is open. She rolls to her left, but not before we get a whistle from our referees, so she will have an 8-meter shot coming up.
Florida Select's ball movement created the wide open opportunity, and Florida Select was able to draw shooting space, which put them on the second inside hash here.
Brooklyn Toombs with 2 goals already. She will try to go wide, and the ball does in fact go wide, just missing. Good defense from Skywalkers, closing in there. Able to get the rebound, but no help around.
Florida Select doing a great job using their player up advantage to put a ton of pressure on the Skywalkers team as they were attempting to clear the ball.
And it does pay off. They do get possession right back. And now it looks like Florida Select may be content with trying to relax a little bit here offensively.
They realize that they are a player up, so there is no rush. They want to take their time. The longer that the Skywalkers team plays defense, the more tired that they're going to get.
Especially if Skywalkers is going to have to do things like this, forcing double teams, as they are trailing at the moment, so they need a stop. Still a lot of time remaining, though.
Yep. So not to mention that Skywalkers is a player down. They are putting pressure out, so they are having to work extremely hard as they are trying to overcome the fact that they are player down.
It is a pretty deep bench that Skywalkers brought with them, though, this weekend. See how many rotations they have defensively. But right now it's a free position attempt for Florida Select, going against Kaylin Hall in goal for Skywalkers. She'll go right downhill, and nothing Kaylin Hall can do about that one.
That was just great stick protection by the Florida Select player. She was able to keep her stick between her shoulders and place that ball right above the right hip of the Skywalkers goalie.
There's another look at it. The free position goal for Florida Select.
She has a great start. She's able to shift to the right to create some separation from that defender on the left side and able to stick that ball in the back of the net.
It looks like she goes right over the right shoulder of goalkeeper Hall there. Florida Select back up by 2, a 6-4 lead as we approach the 15-minute mark. 2 points on the day now for Brown from Florida Select. Had an assist in the first half. Got 15 minutes to go in the game. A 2-goal lead for Florida Select. Playing with a player up for the remainder of the game. They do win the ensuing draw control as well. Nice roll. Continuing to spin, and finally scoring is Chloe Castro for Florida Select, doing it all by herself, coming up with the draw and then going all the way down and scoring.
Florida Select letting the ball do the work, and the goals are coming with ease because of this.
Now you can go ahead and hold the phone. There's a great goal from Chloe Castro, but I think we're going to have it waved off here.
Yes, the official called dangerous propelling as the Florida Select player's stick hit the Skywalker's girl on her follow-through. So they have called off the goal, and Skywalkers will now have possession. And Florida Select will now receive their 4th card, so they too will be player down for the remainder of this game.
Very physical 2028 B championship here. And so physical that both teams are playing a player down, so we are even strength. So now it's a player up for Skywalkers, right?
No,
we're even.
Now we're even.
Got it.
Yep.
Thanks for keeping me straight here, Logan.
So it'll be 6v6 for the remainder of the game on both ends of the field.
So Chloe Castro sitting out right now. Score is still 6-4 right now. As there's a strong shot from Skywalkers. There goes Mavrelos there, unable to get it to go. Ball still loose now after the shot. Getting kicked all the way close to the restraining line.
Both teams putting a ton of pressure on the other, trying to create opportunities for the ball to be turned over.
Arden Riley coming up with the loose ball there before it gets knocked out of her stick, but penalty called against Florida Select. So Arden Riley with 1 goal already. Will try to bring Skywalkers back within 1. She will go low. A nice kick save by Faustina Rook.
That was a great save by the Florida Select goalie and a great ground ball by her teammate to secure possession for her team.
Excellent play by Rook, who has the ball now behind net. Skywalkers keeping on a lot of pressure.
Great pressure by the Skywalkers team to try and slow down this clear and maybe get the ball back in their stick, which it will.
They do just that. Ooh, and a lot of contact from Florida Select. The referees will just try to straighten this out, as there was 2 different Florida Select players there, almost table-topping. That was Gemma Street.
A lot of chaos the last few minutes. Would like to see Skywalkers get this ball over, take some time, get their feet underneath of them, and put together a good offensive set.
So we are, again, going to be even strength now for the remainder of the game, with both teams, as you said, Logan, 4 yellow cards against both sides. 4 cards each against both sides. So both sides playing down a player. How much do you think that will influence the kind of flow of the game right now, with both sides likely not practicing 6v6 a whole lot?
It will definitely provide space for both teams offensively. On the flip side, defensively, it creates a lot of space, which makes it that much harder to get your slide there. So they're going to have to expect a slow second slide.
Nearly leads to another goal for Skywalkers. Rose Harris with the shot attempt there, going wide. Good passing from Addison Newman there, looking to get it back to Harris. But good defense from Florida Select.
Skywalkers maintaining possession, in no rush. Still just about 10 minutes remaining in the game.
6-4 Florida Select lead. Trying to hang on for a 2028 B championship here at the NGLL Girls Tournament in Edgewood, Maryland. A great afternoon of lacrosse so far. All 3 of our championship games seem to be coming down to the very end. Florida Select now a chance, though, to try and give themselves the biggest lead of the day. Brooklyn Toombs clears it, and now she will wait for her offense to get set up. Does allow Skywalker's defense to get set.
Yeah, that was a long defensive set for the Florida Select team, so I anticipate taking a minute here, letting their defense get their legs back underneath. before they put together a strong offensive.
Toombs with 2 goals already. She's working against Mavrelos of Skywalkers. Good switch from Skywalkers. As Addie Harant defending Toombs now. Trying to get things lined up properly here as Brooklyn Toombs will resume action from the 12-meter line. And a poor pass from Toombs leads to an interception for Skywalkers. They're going the other way.
Great defensive effort there by Skywalkers to create some chaos and an easy interception.
Gemma Street with the interception. She read that one all the way and clears it herself. Skywalkers right back on offense. Rose Harris threading the needle, almost getting the pass in inside, and ends up with Skywalkers. They dodged a little bit of a bullet there.
That was a great look inside. Just need to be able to handle that feed to be able to get the shot off that she was looking for.
There's Unick with the shot. And I think we're going to get a free position attempt here for Brooke Unick. Unick's taking a few shots already for Skywalkers. Hasn't been able to find the net quite yet. She'll have an opportunity here from the hash on the left side. Rolling, great defense from Florida Select.
Great defense by Florida Select, but an even better decision by the Skywalkers player to take the ball out and not try to force a shot.
Another great save for Faustina Rook. Off the pole, stopping that shot from Skywalkers. Tegan Rogers with the shot attempt. But a great save for Rook. She's got 3 today.
Florida Select coming up with some big ground balls in the defensive end that are helping to maintain this lead.
And now Gemma Street with another ground ball for Skywalkers. She is playing a massive role defensively and in the midfield for Skywalkers, and keeping them in this game right now. Ball's kicked away. Florida Select comes up with it. Ground ball for Toombs.
Skywalkers just making some unforced errors here.
Odd man rush here for Florida Select, a 4-on-3.
Great defense
Matthews
by Skywalkers.
with the pass, and Chloe Castro sending it home.
Fabulous ball movement by Florida Select to anticipate the pressure that Skywalkers was putting on them and able to keep their head up and find that next player.
So Chloe Castro finally does register a goal about 10 minutes later after her first goal was waved off. And it forces Skywalkers to call their first and only timeout of the game. So that'll stop the clock here. Great vision from Jenna Matthews on the goal to find Chloe Castro, who crossed up Kaylin Hall and was not going to be denied. 4-point day for Jenna Matthews, 3 goals and an assist for Florida Select.
Wow, incredible effort here by Florida Select to continue to string together some strong offensive sets and expand their lead to 3.
7-4 lead for Florida Select. So both teams have kind of bared down defensively here in the second half. 2 goals for Florida Select here in the half to 1 for Skywalkers. Skywalkers scored the first goal of the half, though. That brought them to within 5-4. Since then, it's been 2 goals from Florida Select. They lead 7-4 here with just over 6 minutes remaining.
In the last few minutes, we've seen both teams start to clean up their defensive play. So we've seen not as many cards, not as many fouls drawn. Just great adjustments by both teams.
Does any of that have to do with the fact that we are down to both teams down a player, and maybe does that tire them out on the field anymore?
I definitely think it tires them out, and it creates some more space.
So that's why a little less contact both sides.
Exactly.
Go back to the draw circle here as things are starting to get a little bit late for Skywalkers. Valdivieso for Florida Select. Avrelos for Skywalkers, as that connection between Valdivieso and Toombs works again. Brooklyn Toombs coming up with the draw control. Dealing with a lot of pressure, though, on the far sideline.
Florida Select coming on strong here in the draw circle.
Gemma Street, who has been so important for the Skywalkers in the midfield and on defense, gets her second yellow card of the game.
Now this will put Florida Select a player up, and Skywalkers will now be only able to play 5 players on each side of the ball.
So Florida Select with a 3-goal lead, maybe a little bit aware of that. We'll try to pass back and forth on that far sideline, eat up some of this penalty time as we are inside 6 minutes.
Skywalkers trying to make something happen here, even knowing that they are a player down.
This kill unit is going to get worn down quickly from Skywalkers. As you mentioned now, down to only 5 players. And Florida Select taking full advantage of that. However, they do have 2 players on the backside that are able to just kind of rest at the moment.
Florida Select doing a great job of staying wide, knowing that space is their friend right now.
We hit the 5-minute mark now of this second half. Skywalker's doing a good job defending, but Florida Select kind of has everything going exactly how they want it right now. Chloe Castro in the corner, dealing with pressure.
Florida Select is staying composed, handling the pressure that Skywalkers is throwing at them. Really great effort by Florida Select here.
Florida Select finally finding Jenna Matthews wide open, who scores it. Her 5th point of the day, 4 goals on the afternoon for Jenna Matthews. Florida Select now doubling up Skywalkers 8-4.
The patience, as we can see, is paying off by Florida Select here. They let the ball work, and then they were able to find an open player who was able to see the back of the net.
Second time now that Brown has found Jenna Matthews to get the assist. 2-assist day for Brown. 4 goals on the afternoon for Jenna Matthews, plus an assist. What does Skywalkers need to do here over the final 3.5 to try and keep this game tight?
Skywalkers needs to find their dominance on the draw circle here so they can grab possession and put together an offensive set.
Ava Valdivieso of Florida Select not making that easy for Lena Mavrelos. They've been going at it all afternoon. So that ball does not get... we're going to have a false start against one side.
Looks like Florida Select player moved early, which resulted in Skywalkers being given possession.
So a break for Skywalkers. Mavrelos trying to do it all by herself, unable to do so, but does draw a penalty. Whistle against Florida Select, so Mavrelos will have a free position attempt here.
A smart decision by Skywalkers to push the fast break. They know that time is not on their side right now, so they need to take advantage of every opportunity that is given to them.
Fortunately, they do draw a whistle, but clock continues to run right now as we try to straighten things out. 2.5 minutes to go. So not a free position shot coming from Mavrelos. It's going to be Rose Harris with the ball behind net. And a good read from Florida Select defensively. Brown nearly comes up with it and finally does in the midfield. And now a timeout for Florida Select as we approach that 2-minute mark to stop the clock. Florida Select feels like they have this one very much within reach now at this point. A 4-goal lead.
Florida Select's going to want to look to set up their ability to relieve the Skywalkers' pressure that they will anticipate them to see here, as well as on the offensive end. So they just want to make sure their players are well and prepared for what they're about to see in these final 2 minutes.
See how well they can handle it as Florida Select starts to talk things over for these final 2 minutes. They've played, both sides have played, obviously we've had a lot of whistles, but just kind of went with the intensity of the game. But both sides in the second half have played a much cleaner half. Haven't seen quite as many turnovers, especially in the midfield.
Without a doubt, both teams have settled in. I'm sure the anticipation and excitement of a championship game at both teams. Really excited to play in that first half. And now that we are in the second half, both teams have settled in, cleaned up their game, and are trying to put their best effort out here.
So one final timeout as their clock stops right at 2:25 coming out of the timeout. Either side without a timeout now in this 2028 B championship game in the NGLL.
Skywalker's going to set up the pressure here, trying to make it that much difficult for Florida Select to clear this ball.
They're going to use every inch that they can as we get things, as we resume action here. Brooklyn Toombs does get across the restraining line.
Florida Select going to pull out, knowing that they have a 4-goal lead. Want to make Skywalkers come to them as they work to hold on to the ball for this remaining 2 minutes.
Brown working with it right now. Good physicality from Skywalkers, but Brown able to withstand it. She'll give it up to Chloe Castro. Now it's Valdivieso behind net. We're trying to wrap around that far corner. She'll give it up to Jenna Matthews, who has had quite a day for Florida Select. A big reason that they are able to work with a 4-goal lead here late.
Skywalkers are doing a great job at trying to make the field small, which is really one of the only things they can do right now, being 5 players on the field. So they're trying to work to keep the ball on that side of the field so they can cut the pressure up.
Under 90 seconds remaining now. Jenna Matthews still just very content, along with the rest of the Florida Select offense, with trying to wind the clock down.
Maintain possession. They know the ball is safest in their stick, and they don't want to give the Skywalkers team any chance to get back in it.
A little bit of a risky pass there, but Florida Select able to control it despite dealing with the Skywalkers' pressure. Inside a minute to go.
Skywalker's doing everything they can here to put one last effort together.
And a Tremper, number 43 in white, doing a good job of trying to give Skywalkers a little bit, but unfortunately it looks like they're just going to run out of time here, and Florida Select will be able to run out the clock as they work with this 8-4 lead. It has been an excellent day of lacrosse here in Edgewood, Maryland.
It's been so great to see all of these teams today put their heart, their soul out on the field and work together to try to bring home the championship.
And that will be our final whistle, and Florida Select will celebrate with their goalie, Faustina Rook, doing a great job in goal, helping Florida Select to get the win, 8-4, as they are the 2028 B champions here at the NGLL tournament. And we'll take a second now to highlight our player of the game, number 15 in orange, Jenna Matthews. What a day for her, for the Florida Select team. 4 goals and an assist. Look at some of her highlights. That one coming up with a ground ball and then shooting it as well, off balance too. It's an excellent day. Florida Select certainly earning this win.
Great ball movement by Florida Select today, and which really resulted in the ease of the goals that they scored.
So we'll wind things down now here on the book, the Corrigan Sports TV network. A big shout out to our entire crew, all of our camera operators today. Of course, Kaylee Edwards hitting the ones and twos behind the scenes back in the truck. And what has been an excellent day of lacrosse. Logan Edmondson, thank you for your time today. I've been Griffin Bass as Florida Select takes down Skywalkers in our 2028 B Championship by a score of 8-4. So long from Edgewood, Maryland.
Welcome into another segment of By the Book. Today we have a real treat. Head women's lacrosse coach Kathy Reese from the University of Maryland joins us. Coach, you've been involved with women's lacrosse for a very, very long time. Thanks for joining us. Tell us about the state of the game as you believe it to exist right now.
Sure. Well, first of all, thanks for having me. It's always great to talk to you. State of the game, the women's lacrosse tournament, the collegiate level, has 29 teams that are selected into our championship bracket. This year, I think the bracket was the toughest and the best it's ever been. There's so many great teams out there, so many more schools. I think we have 127 Division I schools sponsoring lacrosse. So the growth of the game is huge, but the competition is great. And so as the bracket progresses, there are 8 teams playing. There's going to be 4 teams named after Thursday, and we'll be looking, for a great tournament segment in Carolina starting on Friday.
And good luck to you guys as you get in there. Your team, exceptional every year in, year out, and some of that comes from recruiting. Tell us what you're looking for in a lacrosse player that you want to help matriculate to University of Maryland.
Sure. So our staff spends a lot of time on the road watching, as many games as we can, working with kids at camps and clinics and just getting to know coaches and players. You're looking for kids that fit your program. You're looking for people that fit your style and your style of play and maybe even the personality of your team, people that are fast, athletic, good stick work, good game sense, good shooters if you're looking at offensive players that know how to share the ball, know how to work well off ball, defenders who can play good one-on-one defense. I think there's so many different key points for coaches when they're watching players, but there's just so many opportunities to play and compete and for coaches to kind of have their eye on you and get a look at you.
And that's great to hear. And I know that so many people will be able to rewind that and go through that checklist that you gave us. So thank you for that. I am going to forever believe that multi-sport athletes bring an extra something. Is that something you look for?
Well, I think everybody's experience is different. Everybody's journeys are different. It's important to note that because sometimes the best thing for players is to play one sport. I do think multi-sport athletes bring a different dimension. You learn things competing in other sports. You learn how to move in different ways. You learn how to compete in different ways. And I think that piece is important. Our team has a lot of multi-sport athletes on it, players that have grown up playing soccer, field hockey, or basketball. I have some volleyball players too, that have just, really just do it. Maybe you're competing in high school for fun. It's not a sport you're going to pursue in college, but it does teach you a lot. It teaches you a lot about the game, how to move, how to compete. And you're right. I agree with you. And I think a lot of that does translate onto the lacrosse field too. But like I said, when I started, it's just not always right for everybody. Sometimes kids have a different path. And if their path is lacrosse only, then that's the way it works for them.
And that is well spoken. Thank you so much for that. Now, University of Maryland, I don't know how many Tuaraton awards you guys have won, but it's probably in the dozens. You've coached there for a long time and produced exceptional players. How has that improved your ability to coach, and how do you coach those superstars?
Well, that's and quite a compliment. I think I'm fortunate to when I work at a great institution, I have a great coaching staff that I work with, but the players that come into me are just phenomenal people. They all share the same vision, the same goal, and they work towards it. I think our team is really selfless and they work together well. And so any of our Twarton winners would credit their teammates first and foremost, for their success that they were awarded. And so I think having the chance to be around these great people, I don't know that it's anything that I do. I think it's them playing with their great teammates and knowing how to work in a team setting with other people to bring out the best in each other. And when you do that, good things happen. And so our staff, yes, has been fortunate throughout the years to have had some phenomenal players here, and still, hopefully we'll have a lot more as the future goes on. But real credit to them and just their attitude, their effort, their hard work. And their mental toughness, being able to finish plays and do what they need to do for the good of the team is something that's really unique and remarkable and can make us look good as coaches. That's for sure.
Some amazing insights. Coach Reese, thank you so much for your time. I would say good luck in your preparations for your next game, but I know I should really just say prepare them how you always do, and I think you'll do all right.
Thanks. I appreciate it.